Hello and happy World Turtle Day, everybody. It was like we planned this whole thing. How are you doing? Happy Tuesday. We are here on another Tuesday night to recap everything in the world of turtle toys. Me and Tanner had a month off, essentially. So today we planned a little recap stream. But it's like Neca knew we had a stream going on, as we have lots of brand new turtle news to talk about. So whether you're joining us live or on the replay, welcome. Buckle in, put the kettle on. It is Turtles and Tea after all. Get your mug. We're going to be recapping everything in the world of turtle toys. Neca, Super7, Playmates, all of that good stuff, okay? So that is the concept of the show. But you know, I can't sit here and ramble to myself like a madman. I have to have some guests. So, of course, we've got Super Turk 5000, Tanner. He is here. But today, we have a special guest, which is an absolute treat to have on the channel. So let me bring them both in. It is... Oh, 1 second, gentlemen. Let me press this. There you go. Right. It is, of course, Jonathan from Nostalgia Unboxed. Gentlemen, how you doing? We'll come to you in a second, Tanner. But let me say hello to Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome to the nonsense.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. I know we've kind of talked about this for a little bit, and you were off last month with it. But, hey, it is a pleasure to be here today, and we have a lot of news. So I think it all worked out.
Oh, it was like it was planned. I told you, it's fate. It all worked out. It all worked out. World Turtle Day. Did anyone know it was World Turtle Day? Was anyone celebrating at home? Banners up or anything like that? No.
A nice cake at the house. Yeah,
Tanner didn't take the day off work. We could just heard him complaining about work. So, but still, anyway, talking toys. Tanner, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I was on the late shift at work, so I finished at 8 p.m. today. Hence why we were a little bit late.
Look, it worked out perfecly. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had this news.
I got my mug of tea from my mug I stole from work.
Where's your Turtles and Tea mug? What's going on?
I had it this morning, so it's in the dishwasher. I'm not going to use a dirty mug.
At least it's being used. And Jonathan's showing off his own merch as well there.
Yeah, that's right. It's a shameless plug.
No, it's fine. This is the place for plugging, my friend. Plug away. But look, I want to talk to you for a second because we genuinely haven't spoke on camera before as such. We've chatted in the DMs. I'm a big fan of what you do. I've been following you. I first discovered you when you were literally Neca unboxed before you made the switch. So you made that switch very cleverly done, by the way, because now you've got a much broader scope. And like you collect, and your fandoms are very similar to mine. Like obviously my channel is known for Marvel, right? I do a lot of Marvel Legends. That's what I've built the channel on. But that's not the only thing I love and collect, and that's why shows like this exist, because I love talking toys. I can't do ACBA, take pictures or anything fancy like that, but I can talk. I've got the gisp of the gab, so like that's why the YouTube channel exists. And I love your production value straight away, by the way. When I first seen your channel, I was like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. He's good on camera. Like you present well, but then you're also like the post-production with the video editing and all of that. Like I knew like you were like, okay, this guy's got something. And obviously you've been steady growing, and obviously the sky's the limit, my friend. Because how long you been on YouTube for? Like less than a year, I want to say, or about a year maybe.
Well, let me first start off by saying, wow, all those compliments, you nailed them. I gave you a bullet list of things I needed you to compliment me on. You got them all.
It's just here off screen, so I can read it all, no problem.
You can slip him the 20 later. You can slip him the 20 later.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So with this channel, I started in August of last year.
Yeah.
And then it was like towards the end, I think. Yeah, whenever the fall geek out was happening, with all that crap from Neca releasing at Target and stuff. But prior to that, I had a channel for 2.5 years, doing like science and space and stuff.
Okay.
And that was all like heavy green screen, a lot of animations and stuff. And that was a brutal amount of effort for like pretty much no reward. So like bad return on investment. So it was like days of researching, writing the videos, and then recording and editing was days. It was like a week to do a video.
As a content creator, YouTube is a labor of love. Like people do not understand. People think you can just open a toy, turn the camera on, and you can knock something out in 10 minutes. Like people genuinely do not know, unless you are a fellow content creator. People don't know the work that goes on behind the scenes. So as I said, I see what you were doing and appreciated all that extra effort you do. Even like on your reviews, like all the little extra graphics you throw up for size comparisons or accessories. Like that is so little. Those little details make a difference to the viewer. But as an editor, as the content creator, that's that's all so tedious and stuff to do behind the scenes. So as I said, as a fellow content creator, I see what you're doing and appreciate it. And as I said, like, it's so hard to retain on YouTube as well. Like, there's so much out there, like, in this hobby, so you have to stand out in some way. And I think people get to know the people on the channel, if you know what I mean. Like, you can go and watch reviews of toys, whatever, but people want to support the content creators as well. And like, you put yourself in there, like, first and foremost, you're in the front of the camera talking toys, cracking jokes. So like, people like you as well, if that's what it makes sense. Like, people come back to see your opinions rather than just the toys, because like, I was silly example, right? Look at the back here. I know it's not Turtles, but it's good old Mo, right? So obviously, I knew I wanted these guys because I'm a big Simpsons fan. You're talking to a guy that owns a bought license plate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a big Simpsons guy, so I knew I wanted to get in on these. But as a toy collector and a YouTube guy, we all go on YouTube and just check out other people's thoughts and opinions. So as I said, I've been watching your reviews for loads of stuff, and like, it's being fans of people like you and then seeing you enjoy stuff gives me the confidence to go, okay, this guy's on the same wavelength of me. I'm going to go out there and get it. So I went in on the whole wave, by the way. I've even got his apron. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm so glad he got his apron, man. I'm still waiting on mine.
So yeah, very happy. But love what you're doing. And of course, so you just, for the people that don't know, your biggest fandom, Turtles, obviously one of your biggest fandoms, but give us a top 3.
Well, I like you with Marvel Legends, or Marvel Legends, as you would say. It's like, I'm getting sucked into it more and more because so many people have, like, those videos did well. That audience is large. There's just a big fandom. So I just kind of like been leaning into it, but I'm slowly trying to like remind myself, like, no, don't fall into it. Don't be a turtle only channel. So I like other stuff. And sometimes it's those like really weird figures that people don't really know about, like Joy Toy. I got one of their figures. She's up here. This thing, because I saw another video and I was just like so impressed with the soft goods that it was just like a brain worm, and it just stuck in my head, and I was like, okay, I have to get it. And this has just been one of the most like spectacular figures that I've bought for quality and like design. So I really love it for the design side of it. I'm appreciating all of those details. And there's a lot of stuff that I think I'd like to get into, but as far as my top 3, I guess, like, yeah, it's NECA Ninja Turtles specifically versus like pretty much what anybody else is doing right now. That's about it.
You're a big Aliens fan as well. There's obviously not a lot.
So
of figures and stuff, but
it all does like beginning to end ultimately at NECA, because their price points are insane, the details, the quality, it's so hard.
The fandoms you like are just controlled by NECA. That's genuinely what it is. It's like, I love Marvel, and Hasbro make Marvel Legends, so like, obviously people think I love Hasbro, where it's not Hasbro I love as such. It's the Marvel characters and that world building and the collecting, something I've done for years type thing. But yeah, like, there's so much out there, and as I said, once you get on YouTube and that bug gets you, you start getting itchy for other things, but there's only so much time in a day, if you know what I mean. So I can't I have to sort of prioritize my Marvel stuff, so I don't really get to talk about Turtles as much on the channel, and that's why this show exists, because me and Tanner would constantly talk about Turtles. So we were like, right, let's just make a show. And again, these are casual virtual hangouts where the chat can get involved and all that good stuff. So I have put in the top of the chat, by the way, Jonathan's YouTube link to Nostalgia Unboxed. Please, if you haven't seen him, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't seen him, please go and hit that subscribe button and support what he's doing over there. Honestly, quality content, and quality isn't something you find easily on YouTube, trust me. So enjoy it.
Thank you.
So let me just do the housekeeping real quick, and then say hello to the chat, and we'll literally get into the news, okay? So first and foremost, we were just talking about these casual live streams. There's plenty of them on the channel, all themed. Go and watch Legend of Liquor every other Sunday, Turtles and Tea today, and then Joe's and Juice. It is G.I. Joe June coming up soon, has labs on the horizon, etc. So we will be doing one of them very, very soon, undoubtedly. If you want to support what we are doing on the channel, then anything over £4 or $4, Super Chat or Streamlab donation links. Friday, our talking robot assistant will read it out loud. Much, much appreciated. And then again, if you want to be on the channel you are supporting, there's one way to do that. You hit that join button and come and join us on Legends and Liquor. Much, much appreciated. So let me go to the chat just real quick to say hello to you guys before we get in to the actual toy news. Let me see if I can get the chat up on screen. Lots of buttons to press on my end over here. I can see a super chat, but Friday seems to be a bit slow this morning. She doesn't like working on her days off, you see. So when I call her in, when I call her in on a Tuesday, she's just a bit slow and laggy. So I see you, Dirk Cobain, though. So I want to say thank you very much. It says nostalgia was the saviour during the Neca Auto T Shite Show. Thanks, pal. That was probably one of the first type of videos I've seen of you explaining it to us UK collectors, not having a clue what's going on. We didn't even have any chance of getting this stuff anyway, but then we had to sit and watch you guys struggle to get it too. No, that was very informative. Thank you, Jonathan, for that.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure, and thank you, Dirt. Fan of the show. I love it. Nice seeing him over here.
No, much appreciated, And I can see other people in the chat as well. Jay's Toys Collection UK, the Wolfpack, Prophet, Damien, Curtis, Jellyfigs, Cartoon King, I think that is, Ron, Bruce. I see you all. We appreciate you. Let's just wait no longer, all right? We've been rambling far too long. Let's get into some actual Turtle news. And again, this is literally not even an hour old. This is brand new, hot off the presses.
Banking new.
Just revealed. It was revealed over on the Toy Anxiety podcast. They had Trevor Zammit on for a quick little breaking news segment, and they revealed just this image, but a lot more details with it. Okay, so as a Turtle fan, we all know what this image is. It's the infamous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles third movie with the Samurai Turtles. A question that constantly gets asked of Neca. Now they've done the first movie in Secret of the Use, are you ever going to do the Samurai Turtles? Because there's not a lot of love for the film, but there is no denying that these Samurai Turtles would be very toyetic, and we're sure Neca would do a great job. And they have now officially confirmed it's happening, and we know how it is happening as well. So it has been confirmed to be a standard San Diego Comic-Con style VHS box set for the third movie. So if you have the other two 4-packs, this one will go along with those ones very nicely. Happy to report I do have both of those 2 packs with the VHS boxes, so I'm very happy. It is going to be out for pre-sale as well, just like NECA did last year, so you will have an opportunity to get it if you're not going to San Diego. Of course, me and Tanner are not going to San Diego, so we're hoping for those we're hoping for those pre-sales. So they're all new parts, no reuse from any of the previous Turtles, so no reuse from Secret of the Use or the other 4-pack. It is all brand new parts, and they're soft good robes with bendy wires as well for posing. There's different heads in the boxes and a couple of different time sort of staffs as well. There's a broken one, I think he said as well, from the end of the movie. So like we do see with these NECA box sets, they're going to be full of accessories, and I love the fact that now we can complete the sort of trilogy of those VHS style 4-packs. So I purposely brought the 2-packs as an extra so I could keep the 4-packs mint. So I'm very happy about that. So let's get into it. So I love this, but I'll come back around. Let me go to our guest first and foremost. As I said, this is breaking news. Jonathan, are you in? What do you think? Thoughts on this reveal?
Yeah, it's wild. I love that it's all new sculpts. They didn't reuse anything. I assume because the bodies are mostly just with armor and stuff. Of course I'm gonna get them. I hate the movie. I hate the movie. I tried watching it 6 months ago, and I was like, it's just hard to watch. Some people love it, and I am jealous that they can enjoy it. Now, as far as designs and all that stuff, I think as a figure they're going to be incredible. I keep eyeballing that Super 7 Leonardo Samurai just because it looks so awesome, but then I'm like, but it's Super 7, so I'll hold off. And I'm glad I'm going to hold off because now I'll get all 4 boys. And then Trevor said in that video that they will come with an extra set of heads that are angry fighting, but they're very specifically made from the scene in the 90 movie. So they're not made from this one, but they're going to be in that box. And it was a sculpt that they originally designed with the original set from the 90 movie. So he's like, it's just a fun little thing that we're tossing in there that's going to have essentially this way to play with these, or to put them, I assume they're going to be painted to work with the 90 turtles at that point. I hope so.
Yeah, that have to be right, because the third movie wasn't made by the Henson Company, so the costumes are much different. I remember them looking like lepers with all the dots and spots all over them. I'm curious to see how that turns out. What's your thoughts, Tanner?
I kind of liken the looks to the second movie. because it's very similar color scheme, maybe a little bit more of the spots on there, but yeah, they've been teasing this stuff for ages, and with this announcement, I kind of really want to buy some horses now, just to have them riding on the horses. Yeah, just to have them riding on the horses. I may have to follow Cloud's example and sneak down the Mythic Legions line, pick up some horses for them.
Get one of them on the back of a moose.
Yeah. But I think these are looking good. I mean, question for both of you guys. You both don't like this movie. I'm going to put a preference of this movie or the Michael Bay movies. Which ones would you prefer to watch?
Michael Bay ones.
Yeah,
the Michael Bay ones.
I don't dislike the Michael Bay ones, for the record, but I do have a nostalgic attachment to this film. Like, I was prime age for this, where the toys were there, the movie was there, and as a kid, you're not really highly criticizing films, are you? As a kid, you're just going, oh, there's turtles, there's samurais fighting, so it's the same.
It's funny that you're saying that, because when I remember, I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, and then I saw it 6 months ago, and I remember as a kid not liking the movie.
Yeah, no, I don't have any negative memories towards it. Don't get me wrong, I haven't rewatched it in a good while. Sometimes I purposely do that, as I don't want to sort of dampen any love or attachment I have. So I do have like a blind nostalgia for this movie. Like, that's to be upfront and honest. But as I said, as a toy, as an action figure for our collection, it would have felt incomplete without the third live action, like, original Turtles, and they're obviously going to be very toyetic as well. And again, there's so much potential within that movie. There's still characters we haven't got from the second movie, so NECA can keep going here. They can keep going, and I'd buy it all as well. I'm a sucker for it all. But they do a great job.
The fact that they are mentioning, like, with the April, which I may be on the list of things to talk about today, but the April from the side of the arcade that they're using with Judith Hogue, and saying that, well, we're just going to start making kind of what if figures, essentially.
Who was the actress in the second movie? I feel bad for her, by the way.
Wasn't it the same one as the third movie?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Technically,
Technically, she was a longer live action April than Judith Hogue. So, like, why are NECA phoning her up? Has Judith Hogue got something in her contract saying don't give this one a ring?
Page something.
Either way, poor girl's not getting any NECA money.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that it's something where the actors are just saying no, or they're just, like, not answering yet, like they're just going through so much crap.
Saying no to money? What's she doing at the minute?
We're still waiting for what's his name, Tatsu from the first movie, and they've literally done everybody else from that movie apart from Tatsu, the main character, one of the main bad guys, and it just seems crazy.
Apparently he's hard to track down. But I've asked a question in the chat. So there is a live poll in the chat right now, which simply asks the question, will you be buying the NECA TMNT free movie Samurai 4-pack? It's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Now, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive may put some people off, as it is always a very stressful time of year. Usually the pre-order for us in the UK is like prime working time, and you've got to, like, schedule your work around it to be online, and it stresses us out. Like, last year it was relatively easy, to be honest. To be fair, we probably
I think the year before wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, we still stress, though. As a collective, we still stress. They've created this sort of panic. So it will happen again this year. Like, we can't be casual about it. We will all be panicking and, like, refreshing to the second to try and get these things. But just like every other Turtle release after the 4-pack, we know they're probably going to go straight to Walmart in 2-packs as well. So I'm sure these will be very readily available, but us impatient collectors will be jumping on the Comic-Con bandwagon, because they're going to be at Comic-Con. So we know these are probably at the factory, probably on a boat on their way here, because Comic-Con's only a month or so away now. We're at the end of May. So again, people at Comic-Con are going to be able to get their hands on these. So it means these will probably ship out to us a few weeks after Comic-Con. Potentially we could have these in our hands by August, which isn't too far away. So some people not a fan of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive vibe, but I'm sure once we see more images. Just think, we've only got a blurry image right now, a shadowy image. Wait until we see the contents in the box and what we got. Anyway,
I think once we see these figures with the armor, anybody that's saying no in the votes are going to be like, okay, yes. I'll get them.
yeah, of course.
I mean, in the comments, I've seen so many people already saying they don't like the movie, but they want to pick up these figures. So I just think it's going to be magnified because of that. And just looking forward to the madness that's coming with it.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con season for all toy collectors, not just Neca. Is always, as I said, it's exciting but also stressful and expensive. Let's not forget expensive. So I always warn my missus that it's July, by the way, and I'm always like, well, by the way, it's July, it's Comic-Con month. I'm maybe spending a little bit more than usual this month. So yeah, always a dangerous time. But anyway, these look great. These were revealed literally about an hour ago on Toy Anxiety. I will put their link to the YouTube video in the chat right now. So if you're on the replay crew and you missed it, go and check it out. They had Trevor on the show giving you a few little tidbits about the pack, just like Jonathan mentioned with those extra heads that I guess we won't have clear answers until we start seeing pictures. But are they for these and you can backtrack, or are they just for the first set of turtles? It is a curious one. But talking about other characters that we need for the live action movies, there's one that we've knew about for a little bit now, but we now actually have some images to show it off, and it's another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This was revealed via the Fuchs, and this Roy's Greenwich Village pizza box may give it away. It is, of course, Keno and his scooter, and I've got a picture here to give you a much better look. There you go. So there's not a lot of detail, to be fair, regarding the release of this, but we can only assume that there's a special San Diego Comic-Con box where you get all this extra stuff, just like we have with like that Ultimate April in the past, you know, where you got the lanyard and she got the jacket. This is, I guess, their version to get the bike first, the scooter first, and then maybe, assuming down the line you'll be able to get the scooter pack separately, but if you want it first, you're going to have to pay the bid bucks and get all this extra stuff that you may not necessarily want, even though they are still fun gimmicks and stuff like this. So I'll throw it to you, Tanner, first. We knew this was coming, but now we have some details on how it is coming. Your thoughts?
As happy as I am that this is coming, the way it is coming is giving me bad PTSD, purely because it resembles a Loot Crate box. And we all know I'm still suffering with that bleeding Loot Crate box. I'm still waiting for that movie Loot Crate with Danny to come.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So this layout with the whole everything extra inside is just giving me a little bit of PTSD because of that. But I'm so glad that we are getting this opportunity to get Danny to Keno and the scooter. The extra stuff is okay. Hopefully, if they do, I'm wondering if they do a release with the scooter or if they do a release another way. But I'm happy about this, even if the way it is coming is sending shivers down my spine.
Yeah, again, they haven't revealed exactly what's in the box, but I'm assuming this is what we're going to get here. A sort of employee of the month sort of picture for your wall that you can frame. I don't know what that is with the scooter on the front. It seems like an air freshener and a t-shirt. Jonathan, your thoughts on Keen to own his scooter, but also the way it's being released here?
I mean, yeah, they're definitely going to have to do one of these big boxes full of stuff. It's fun with the whole pizza theme and everything. I'm more excited seeing the frame on his wall with him next to it,
there he is.
Enjoying it. You know, that it's like, oh, yeah, look at that. That's fun. I don't care about that. I don't care about really any of the stuff in the box. I thought like maybe there's a sticker. I would assume there's a keychain in there. Maybe that's what the scooter is in the center. But yeah, I'm really here for the figure and the scooter. And then the image of him on the scooter looks like maybe it sits a little weird.
Yeah, it's because of the knees. Neca are great, but sometimes our articulation can be a bit limiting to say. So yeah, we'll have to see until we get it in person. Again, there's sometimes pictures like this are just took hastily, so maybe that was the case. But it still looks like a solid representation of what we've seen in the movie, and it undoubtedly look great on the shelf.
Yeah, I think the likeness is fantastic, at least from the photo, which isn't always the case. I mean, Neca has really had a hard time in years past, like Ellen Ripley, no matter which version exists of her, it just doesn't look like Sigourney Weaver. I honestly don't think the Judith Hogue one looks a lot much like Judith. But this this I think looks fantastic.
Yeah, the box will come with 2 heads as well, so it seems like I think it's a smiling one and a non-smiling one. We have seen the contents of this box. We've just all been eagerly waiting for like the pre-order or something, but now we know why they were holding off to do something like this. Now, again, companies like Neca, they also like money, all right? So that's why they do stuff like this. They just throw in some inexpensive stuff. Again, it's a fun gimmick. There is always thought put into it, but I think the reality is, everyone just wants the toys. Everyone just wants the 2-pack there, and Neca know that as well. But they're just making us play these games, and we're all suckers, and we will play these games. So I'll be too impatient, Tanner. Like if this is also up for pre-sale, I'll be getting this in the basket with my 4-pack as well.
Now, one thing I am wondering about, because this is kind of similar to what they've done with Judith Hogue, release a figure like that, but they released 2 separate editions, a signed edition and a normal edition. I wonder if we're going to get the same thing, if this is going to be kind of the signed edition and we're just going to get the figure and the scooter as like a normal edition going forward, so that more people can get it, but it just makes this that little bit special because you have that signed memorabilia in there from him, if you're into all of that stuff.
I feel like if it was going to be signed, they would have just said now, right? If they're going to show us the contents of the box, why not also mention it was signed, maybe show a picture with his autograph or somewhere? So I see where you're going, but I don't think that might be the case with this one. I am more curious, and I'm curious what you guys think on this one as well. Will we get him individually? Like, they get the extra money for the people that want the scooter, but then for a cheaper price point, would they release him single packed or in a 2-pack or something like that? What do you think? What do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, my thought is that they would release him again, but in a different clothes, and that would be the single version. And then this is exclusive to the bike. But I guess it's kind of like John Connor with his motorcycle. Like, that was a set. Yeah. I don't know enough about that, but I believe it was John Connor with the bike, but then the version of John that came out was the same though. So maybe they'll do that here.
Oh, this is what happens when you go on a stream and you try and do stuff live. I was literally pulling down John Connor to show you off with his little thing. So yeah,
perfect.
So I've got the John Connor from the 2-pack. So he came in the 2-pack with Sarah Connor, which was the exact same one with the bike, but he never got the bike. So the only way to get John Connor's bike was that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Now goes for ridiculous money on the aftermarket. So people that skip it at the start, again, you're going to get FOMO. So it might be the same with this. Yeah, this may be the only way to get the scooter. Again, we don't know this for sure. This is all speculation.
It could also be the way they did Toka and Raza. So to start with, they had just that one release. And this was the same way it was for, 2 years? And then due to demand and people wanting to cut down the scalpers, the prices on that, I think they re-released it again with the accessory set. So maybe they'll do this again down the line with the scooter. Maybe they won't. I'm not sure, but either way.
Yeah, it's tough to I mean, because it's a business and they have to always judge, like, is this going to be a big seller? Because we've seen plenty of this. The movie Turtles have stuff released that just sits and collects dust. Judith, the farm set, the Yoshi set. So like this, some of the stuff can just stay and nobody cares about it. So I imagine they know this will do well, but maybe the price point will hurt it or something. So they'll be like, well, maybe we just only make so many of them with the bike. Like the Token Ransar, maybe like, and then it was way more popular than they expected. So then they have to push another run, and through production delays, because it takes a while if they start producing it to make it available. Maybe that's why we only get them re-released a year later or something. It's like, okay, well, we have enough, we can do this, or I don't know. With the pre-orders, I guess that's...
Yeah, there's multiple options. But again, bottom line is this is for the impatient people. Like, as simple as that. I do think there'll be another way to get Keno and his scooter. I think this is like the first time you can get him. So they can just boost up the price, add a little gimmick to it, call it the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. But you will be able to get him separately or with the bike again somewhere down the line. But as I said, I'm the type of sucker who's too impatient. As soon as he's available, I'll try and grab him. So... I'll have a pizza box
You
going
say that
spare.
we'll probably be messaging each other like an hour before. Are you ready for the sale?
You will as well,
ready for the
Tanner.
sale?
You will as well.
Yeah.
You would have
Of
done.
course
Yeah, it's one of them. Like, in regards to the pre-sale, Jonathan, do you have much luck on your end with stuff like that?
Well, I've been into this so late to the game that there's not really anything that I've been able to do with NECA, and aside from the Back to the Future accessory set, I think.
Okay. Last year
and then
we were
Donatello's Portal, but that doesn't come until later this year.
So last year we were panicking trying to get the cartoon 4-pack with the pre-mutated versions, and then before that it was the Channel 6 new set with the tiger or the cat April and the accessories, etc. So and that's still the only way you can get some of the newscasts as well from that box set. They've not been released, apart from Vernon, who's been released a couple of times, but so yeah, there's always a panic, more so for the toon stuff. I think the only time I skipped the NECA exclusive was the Mutant tour stuff.
Because the Nightmare Turtles.
Yeah, because that tour, Jonathan, never came to the UK. Like, for us in the UK, that's a concept that never even came here. Didn't know, unless YouTube existed, we didn't have a clue what those were. I wish I never Googled it, because I'd rather not have that memory in my brain, but I've now seen Shredder and stuff sing. It's very weird.
Did I send you that video of those turtles doing an interview on Oprah and talking about April O'Neil and traumatizing the kids in the audience?
Maybe.
Okay.
There's some rabbit holes.
Weird.
There's some rabbit holes on YouTube, isn't there? So, but there we go. So they're the two NECA reveals. So again, these two were revealed today from NECA, as it is World Turtle Day. We are on now the sort of road to San Diego Comic-Con, and Trevor did say in that video that they will be sort of slowly releasing bits and bobs as we lead up to Comic-Con. Of course, these are just movie related turtle stuff. You know, there's going to be a toon related exclusive. There may be a Mirage. There, like, who knows? There's definitely going to be more stuff. I think last year I got like Greta the Gremlin and stuff like that as well. So there's going to be lots of more NECA exclusives. But it is always nice to get that sort of train going. So there you go. So very excited to have it officially confirmed, even though everyone freaking knew it was happening, but it is still exciting to hear it officially from the source that, look, it's happening, and it's happening soon. Like, literally in a couple of months people will have these in their hand, and again, I'm sure we'll be able to get him with his scooter as well. So but maybe people want to get that picture up on their wall. As I said, you're talking to a guy with a bought license plate, so who knows? Maybe I'll just start a collection. I would have brought the April one, by the way, but it sold out by the time I got there, so I was stressed out about that. So yeah, all good. Right. Let me bounce back. So they were the today's news. That news happened today. But as I said, me and Tanner haven't done a Turtles and Tea in a while. So you're going to have to sort of jump in our time machine with us now. If we go back a month and regurgitate news that you have already heard. But it's always fun to get a new perspective and a new opinion on it. Especially now, like, certain details have been confirmed and whatnot. So we talked about Super7 a little bit earlier. We know Jonathan does collect. Collect is probably a strong term. But you've picked up some of the Super7 stuff, right?
Yeah, I got Homer and Mo back here. I got the Metalhead over here. Yeah, the Simpsons line has been the most comfortable line I have found liking with them, but it's still like each figure is like 90%. It's like, you guys are almost there. Why isn't anybody doing this next 10%? And I think to fix it would really just be black outlines. Like, animated stuff really, really needs it. There was somebody back when Mo first came out and there was no apron. Somebody on Reddit had posted, he made his own, but he also added outlines to everything, even Mo's mouth. And it was just like, oh my God, it's substantially better. Yeah, and it's just like, that 10% would really push them. You
showed it off in your Mo review. So again, people, if you want to see what he's talking about, go and check it out, the video on the channel. But he's not wrong. He is not wrong at all. But again, me and Tanner have been on this Super7 Turtle train from the get-go. Again, we're a sucker for this stuff. Tanner's got everything still in a box. It's not even he hasn't even got the room to display it yet. So he's just got a pile of brown boxes.
I've got a Super7 corner in my room. Everything all still boxed. Yeah, but.
Hey, boxed is the way to do it with Super7, to be honest, because it's so hard to just get past the hips, man. Like none of them could stand on their own. Like, see,
Jonathan, I forgot. Do you know what? Usually I ask this to the guest. Usually it's my first question I ask to the guest. So again, I apologise for not asking you straight away. But I do need to ask you this very, very important question. All right, and
okay.
it may. I'm just saying. I'm going to hover over the eject button as we ask this question, just in case I get the wrong answer here. All right.
Oh. All right.
Just going to give you a little clue. Okay.
Jeez.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Who is your favourite turtle?
Oh, this is since I've started. I can't give any straight answers, right? Since I've started this, that's been a question. Like, people have asked me. It's been in comments. I've seen it on Twitter. I have plenty of friends like Moscato Bot Collects, who's like, his favorite is Leonardo, and then I'm like, maybe it's Michelangelo. I know it's usually those are the two, and then Donatello's super popular. Surprisingly, a lot more than those three than Raphael, I see. And then I never have an answer for myself. Like, I legit can't. So, like, I'll go through phases where, like, I'm displaying stuff or doing photos or like the posing segment, and I'm doing a lot of Leonardo's. No, but now I'm doing Raphael or something. It's just like, I don't know. For some reason, I can't. I think there's just something about each of them that really does work for me.
He's sitting on the fence. I like it. I don't mind it. It's not a wrong answer, to be fair. He stays in, Tanner. So obviously, there's only one turtle emoji on my channel, and it is, of course, the brains of the operation, Donatello. But me and Tanner are constantly arguing because can you guess Tanner's favorite?
Probably Leonardo.
No.
No, okay.
I'm a rap guy purely because he's
all right.
He kind of reminds me of me at times.
Hotheads.
I'm a rap
Rude.
guy. No, bit of a temper.
Yeah,
we'll call
hothead.
It,
that's what I said.
Yes, hothead. Yeah.
Right, so again, now we've got that out of the way, let's actually get into the
Sarcastic.
Super 7 Turtle news, because this is Wave 10. Now, there was a little bit of controversy over it. Now, let me get the actual right picture up, because remember, they did change, so I want to get the first picture up first, okay? So here was the initial solicitation for Wave 10 of Super 7, okay? So You've got the Handsome Rat King, the sort of Mirage-style Casey, the Leonardo, which Jonathan's referred to already, from the sort of punk band, and then you've got the Ninja April. So this is the 10th wave, so now they're starting to step further away from this sort of Playmates recreation, which has started a lot of conversation online, and people have been trying to get the right answer of what's going on here. And even Brian Flynn from Super 7 did an interview with the Fuchs, and he never really gave a solid answer either. He was very vague, but the puzzle pieces people are putting together is that there's licensing issues with Playmates, where maybe they're making them move away from those original turtle looks, and they've got to try and find other source material. Again, this is all just rumor and speculation. No one really knows the solid answer. But there was definitely some controversy in this reveal. So you can see that they've got the Rat King. The Rat King here was like a more handsome Rat King, let's just say. Like, there he is. Like, it's a handsome Rat King. And if you remember the toy from back in the day, he was a sewer draller. He's called the Rat King. He had like an all gangly face with bumps and all of that over it. This guy looks like he's in a boy band. I think it was Mad Hatter that says. And he's not wrong. It's like he's just put a few wraps around his face. Go on.
Didn't they say this particular raccoon look was from the Shredder's Revenge video game?
Yeah, so that's where I'm sort of leaning into. So instead of it being everyone likes to. The way people ask me, like, if they want to get into collecting turtle stuff, right? People either go, well, do I get Super 7 or Neca? And I think it's easy to make a decision because both of them represent completely different aspects of the turtle world. Neca, cartoon or movie accurate, where the Super 7 are basically recreations of those Playmate toys. They're the adult versions of the Playmate toys, if you will. So I always think you pick your preference. Is your nostalgia attached to the cartoons? Is it attached to the movies, or is it attached to the toys? If it's attached to the toys, then you're really loving this Super 7 line, because some of them, Jonathan, I don't know if you've had like Bebop and Rocksteady in hand, but they are very, very impressive. Like, they're the top of the pile in regards to the Super 7 stuff. And they're very like accurate in regards to recreating the original toys. Like Tanner alluded to, they have went in a different direction here. They're using source material from other things, and that's not the thing that we like about Super 7. So this caused a little bit of an uproar online. The community have a voice. That's the magic of the internet. And Super7 heard us, and they actually changed the solicitation. So if I go back to this image, right, and then bounce over to this image, if it will load. There you go. So can you spot the difference? It's literally a game of spot the difference, people. Do you spot the difference? What has happened here? What has happened here? Wow, they have got rid of the Rat King. Apparently he's been scared away by, I believe that's Shredder's daughter. What's her name? Anyone got a name for me? Karai? Karai. Okay, so Karai scared away the Rat King. That's what they said. He's going to be retooled and reworked, hopefully to be more accurate to the Toon stuff. We don't know. But this is now the actual Wave 10. You got Karai, the Mirage Casey, which is a repaint, by the way. They April that I'm not sure anyone wanted, and also Leonardo in the punk gear, which I don't mind because you're going to get Donnie in the punk gear, and you can get the whole band eventually. Mark Tactic says, great new TMNT boy band. Take That. I see what he did there. Take That's a boy band in the UK. Take Rat. I see what you did there. Very clever. Well done, Mark Tac. Thank you for the super chat as well. So there you go. This is Wave 10. So Tanner, I'll throw it to you first, since you do have every single Super7 on your floor, including the glow-in-the-dark versions, just sat in a box on your floor. So you've got all these brown boxes. Are you going to add these 4 figures to your pile of brown boxes?
So,
ooh,
this is the only wave
is this
so
it?
far I haven't pre-ordered yet. So this is the only wave it hasn't prompted me to pre-order. Mainly because they're drifting away from that thing, from that Playmates look. However, and also because of the fact that a lot of the times these come out a few months down the line, so because they don't sell out, they're a lot cheaper everywhere else. Yeah, okay, it's a game to play, but yeah, for some reason, I haven't had that urge to immediately pre-order this.
That's great that you feel like that, because that just proves my point that, like, someone like you, die hard, going in, buying everything so far, and then it's Wave 10, this controversial wave that has been that sort of stump for you, where you're like, oh, okay, this may be my out. This may be where I wave the flag. So, yeah, again, that's what I'm saying. This whole wave has caused a little bit of controversy. So, Jonathan, over to you. In regards to Super7, you were just talking about that, and you've got a couple of the turtle stuff. So, from the outside in, without the stress of, like, needing to complete a collection or anything like that, what do you think of these games that Super7 are playing? Did you like the original Rat King design, or do you reckon it was the right choice for them to change it? And, yeah, just general thoughts on this Super7 nonsense.
So for the people that are really buying these because of the nostalgia behind it, they want the remakes essentially of Playmates. I totally understand why you wouldn't want any of these, especially the Rat King, right? There was just a total, like, feels like a 180 for the line. But for people like me that like stuff that isn't the same thing, like, what am I trying to say? Like Metalhead, for example, you have Neca, which was cartoon accurate, and then you have Super7, which was Playmates accurate. Playmates already existed. So for me, I'm like, well, I want something that I haven't seen before, you know? Now, the truth is with Metalhead specifically, why I have this is actually a video I'm editing right now, is that the nostalgia of Metalhead, that look is what I thought he looked like anyway.
Your mind's eye. That's your mind's eye. Yeah,
exactly. Which I did say that in the video. That's so funny. So that one holds a lot more weight for me than the NECA one, which is a first. Normally, I see the stuff from Super7 and I'm like, whatever. I've already seen it. Playmates. Alternate heads, I'm a big fan of. Like you have on your Donatello, it's different. So it changes it up. And I like that. It's like retelling a story in a new way versus just like, oh, we've seen that before. And that's I've said this before in other podcasts. It's basically the same thing with the movies, like the new movie coming out. It's like, yeah, they can change as much as they want because I've already have all these other stories. So it's okay to reinvent it because we already have all these other things. I don't like when Disney remakes something live action because it's the same story. They don't change anything. It's like, okay, well, great. In like 10 years, are they just going to remake them in animated form? But I like this wave for Rat King because it's different, and I wanted it to come out, and I like that they were inspired by the video game. But they kind of knew. I feel like they knew this because the original image had all of them. It had Karai and him all in the same graphic, and then immediately they were like, whoops, and pulled it down. So I think that they kind of were afraid to release this Rat King, so they pulled her out as like a backup to see how fans reacted to this. And then when it went south, they were like, okay, well, we're going to replace him with this and tell people we'll rework it. We'll figure something else out. But whatever they do to retool it, unless they work with Playmates, which is such a weird thing, maybe it's because Playmates is re-releasing all their stuff again. Just to say we're going to retool this. Well, if it doesn't look like the Playmates, people are still going to be upset, right?
It is weird, but that's a good point you just made as well, because right now on the shelves at Walmart, you can actually buy the Retro Rat King. It's part of the new wave. So you get Napoleon, Rat King, and there's one more as well. I think it's Screw Loose. I think it's Wingnut and Screw Loose. They're on the Retro card being re-released. So Rat King, what is an actual re-release by Playmates on the shelves right now? So maybe in development, because obviously this would have been developed a good few months back, maybe at that time of trying to get this stuff approved, the licensor, which is Playmates, was like, no, well, we're about to release our Rat King, re-release our original Rat King, so we don't want yours to look like ours, type thing, and they were pushed in a different direction. Maybe a little bit later down the line, where that re-release has come and gone, there'd be more welcoming of like, okay, we've had our re-release, you can do it again now. Do you know what I mean? The timing's there when you start putting the pieces together.
And it's such a weird behavior anyway. If Playmates was like, yeah, you guys can style your stuff to look like ours. That's fine. They get a cut or whatever it is. But it's like, either commit to it or don't. It's such a weird decision as a business to be like, yes, you can, and then okay, maybe now you can't.
It's because the people making these decisions are not toy people, they're business people, and they just don't have a clue. So like,
we don't know. There could have been a replacement. Somebody came in, there's like a new guy in position, he's like, nope, we're gonna re-release them. They're popular. What? Super 7's doing our stuff and it's popular. We'll show them. Cancel it. We're selling all our stuff again.
It is weird. It's very weird what Playmates are doing. It's hard to, they're like re-releasing weird stuff as well. Like they're not even, I don't know, it's weird. Tanner, thoughts?
I was going to say, with the whole Playmates thing, the re-releases of the original stuff is probably the most positive stuff feedback they've got on their stuff for ages. Because look at what they've released previously. Those molds from 2016, 2017, over and over and over again.
Yeah, they're not good.
They're just constantly going to that one well and getting more and more bad views, publicity, reviews, whatever you want to call it. So I think they've gone back to that original well, which was popular, just because they can see with the Super 7 stuff, it was popular, and they decided to go back to that well to see if it worked for them, basically.
Turtles are in that nostalgic sweet spot. Like 30 years is when you start getting nostalgic, like type thing. Like we're all now adults with expendable income, and like we can be nostalgic about this stuff. So we just got to hope that the people that make these decisions are in the same lane as us. But like we were saying, most of the time it's not the case. So like weird decisions are made, and we're never going to know the actual answers. But either way, Super 7 have had to change their sort of direction with this sort of line. And I've seen a lot of people, as I said, wave the white flag, and now they're just going to start picking and choosing. Because I liked this line for them being recreations of those original toys. So like, I don't need that Casey, because that Casey never existed back on the Playmates line. Same with that April, where in this line, I would have been interested in Rat King. I didn't hate it as much as other people, for the record, but again, I do prefer that they're going to retool it now. But I probably will get Leonardo to go along with Punk Donnie, because you know they're going to do the other two as well, right? And then you got a whole turtle band. So Karai's again a nice touch as a new character. Go on.
I will add though, add to what I said earlier, that I'm probably a lunatic and will more than likely pick these up at one point or another. It's just a case of, as of right now, I haven't got that urge.
Look, she's got
down
the
the line, I
heads.
probably will.
You can put that foot mask on her, and you can have a whole crew of female ninjas now if you wanted to. So get more brown boxes.
Yeah. I mean, Dan, as an example of you can't really take what I say seriously. Those glow-in-the-dark turtles from Super 7 I was like, no, I'm not picking them up. I'm not picking them up. I'm not picking them up. And I just send you a message out of the blue. Guess what just arrived?
Yeah, Tanner tells me, right, he's not buying stuff. And then doesn't even tell me when they've purchased it. He just waits until it's arrived to send me a picture of it. Like, at least tell me when you put it in the checkout. Like, I got this today, finally. The last one I needed. It's my turtle-related pickup for the day. It's Invisible Donny. Luckily, I can see him and he's in the box. But Tanner ordered that from our good friend Uncle Ali and didn't even let me know. Didn't even tell me. We could have had it at the same time and enjoyed this together. But no, he wanted it all to himself.
Yeah, sorry.
Selfish.
Sorry, mate.
Right. He's here now. It's fine. But his cry, again, like Jonathan said, she was in that original picture, so God knows what their plans were. But even way, she is here now. And again, pick and choose at this point. Pick and choose with Super7. But yeah, just an interesting topic for conversation until Super7 come out or Playmates come out and give us some answers, which they never will, let's be honest. It's all just rumour and speculation. We don't know what's going on. But what month was last month, Tanner?
It was April.
It was April. April is also the name of a character in the famous franchise Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So what they did is turn April into a whole month of reveals in related to April. So let's break these down, right? So I don't know if they're in the right order, so I apologise if they're in the wrong order, but we have a ton of April reveals to talk about now. So I'm curious to see what you guys think about them. So let's recap some of these. So the first one I've got up on screen is just a straight up drawing of April from the Mirage comics. So this means we are going to get a Mirage April. They're sort of leaning more into the Mirage comics now. In the figure form, we've got who have we got? We've got Casey. We've got Fugitoid. Is it Renant? We know we're getting the turtles. Renant. Sorry, we're getting the turtles. We've got the dinosaur. What's he called?
Triceratops. Yeah, we got the Shredder clones.
So they're going in. They're going in. So now this is a confirmation of a Mirage April. So are you happy about that, Tanner?
I got the original SDCC one that I unboxed and put up there, so I'm sure this will be a good improvement on it. And I'll see how it looks before I decide to.
Is yours in the blue jumpsuit?
I've got that original SDCC. Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, in the blue jumpsuit. I got that SDCC one. I did end up opening it, standing behind the turtles in the display, but therein lies the caveat, because we know we're getting these hench turtles, as we've dubbed them, and I will be picking them up, as well as having these the KO turtles of that one. So chances are I'll probably get this as well. If I'm having two sets of turtles, I may as well get this, but I want to see what it looks like before I do throw in a pre-order for it or an order for it.
Hopefully it looks like a bit like the picture. Otherwise, that would have been a stupid reveal. Jonathan, your thoughts?
Need to be a bit 3D, right?
Jonathan, your thoughts on the Mirage Turtle stuff in general? Like, I've seen a few reviews on your channel for the Mirage stuff, but is that your favorite version of the Turtles? Like, what are your thoughts?
No, this is definitely my least favorite. Is the comic stuff, like any version of the comic stuff? I just can't. That 4-pack that they have for the Lawson set or whatever, that will probably come at San Diego.
The hench turtles, we call them, the big boys.
Yeah. Like, even those, none of them do it for me, and I'm not really sure why. But then Triceratops Zog was incredible, so I love that guy, and his style and detail works so well that you can kind of mix and match him with different series of turtles. Not so much the cartoon stuff, maybe. Because he just has so much detail, but the rest of them, I can pass pretty easily. I'm interested in this one, especially once it's painted and sculpted and stuff, to see how it looks, to see if it's something that kind of pulls my interest. Right now, the closest thing that will get me will be the brothers for the Ronin line. Mm-hmm. Not even Mikey as Ronin. That one just I just can't. I'm more interested in the Playmates Ronin.
Well, talking about Ronin, we can jump straight into that. I think that was one of the weeks. It might have been week 3. I can't remember
that was week 2.
Oh, okay.
No, it was week 3. It was week 3.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
It doesn't matter. They were all revealed in April. So talking of Ronin, so let's jump straight to the Ronin tease. Now, to be fair, it's not a lot. We just get some knee pads and a little baby turtle. But if you have read the comic, then this is obviously April. If you couldn't tell by it being revealed in April, it's April Takeover for God's sake. So she's coming. That's basically this. That's all this picture is. It's just that she's coming. We have no other images of how she looks, but if you've read the comics, you've sort of got a mind's eye of her anyway. So is this something that intrigued you a little bit more than the Mirage stuff, then, Jonathan?
It does, but maybe mostly because of the baby turtle.
It's only because you've got little boxes ready made for them.
That's right. I got to sell more boxes, man. Get at me more baby turtles.
Tanner, what are your thoughts on the Mirage stuff?
I'm the same as Jonathan. I hope they do all the baby turtles, not just this one. Just that next generation of turtles, because I'm currently reading the Lost Years miniseries, so I'm getting hyped for it. For the next generation of turtle, April. If I have to get April to get the baby turtle, then fine, so be it.
So back to the Mirage stuff, just real quick. Like because there's so much stuff to buy. Like money isn't unlimited. You have to pick and choose. So when it comes to my turtle fandom, as I said, I picked the Toon stuff, the movie stuff, and then I dabbled with the Super 7 stuff. It took me a while to get on board, but I got on board. So like the Mirage stuff is something I've avoided because it's not my attachment to the Turtles. It's not what I picture in my head. I didn't read I was too young to even have or read the comics. My first introduction to the Turtles was toys and the Toon show. So I avoided this stuff. But as they start world building now and adding in more characters that I am familiar with, again, it just makes me itchy as the collector. And as a lover of turtles, I think to myself, well, as a turtle, for a turtle collection, don't I want the original looks of all these characters on the shelf? Because that's what all these are. The first time we've seen all these characters were in the comics. So don't I want those original looks on the shelf? So yeah, as they start world building, they've got Casey, they've got Shredder, they've got Splinter we've seen in a video recently. So I don't know. I think at some point, maybe on a little Marvel Legends break, I may break myself and go to Uncle Ali or something like that and go backtrack on all these Mirage turtles.
Uncle Ali is
AliExpress.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Uncle Ali is AliExpress, basically. Yeah.
We don't have we don't have Macari or anything like that in the UK. We just have eBay, but there's not too much on eBay in regards of official stores. So yeah, AliExpress is, to be fair, he's not done us wrong. To be fair, thank God for AliExpress, because Haulathon.
No.
We didn't even have to stress about it this year. We didn't care. Geez. Last year, It was a stress. Last year, I was trying to get any American I knew, I was like, find me the Toka and Razor 2-pack. This year, I was like, it's all right. Uncle Ali's got me. He's got me. I'll get all those Toon Turtle 2-packs. So, Uncle Ali's helped us out with our Turtle fandom. But maybe I'll go back and get the Mirage stuff. Ronin stuff, I have all the Ronin stuff so far. Tanner graciously actually brought me the book to enable me because I hadn't read the book for a while. So Tanner actually got me the paperback of the first volume to read. And obviously I got suckered in like everyone else. It's a great story. It's like the Dark Knight of Batman, as people say. It really is. So... there
was no maliciousness on my part whatsoever. It was just a very nice gift.
Well, it's going to make me buy some more toys, that's for sure. And I will end up probably getting this April. But I am, like you guys, I'm curious to see how it comes. But if she comes back with a little baby turtle, then that's just the cherry on top, isn't it? So that was week 3. Week 2, I believe, was this 5th turtle reveal. Now, this is Archie Comics. Now, so far with the Archie Comics stuff, they've done a few now. I think they started off with Slash. And then they've done Man Ray, I think he's called in the Toon, and then you've got the two, like the Jaguar. What are they called? What are those two names? I always forget those two names. Jaguar?
Jaguar and Dreadmon.
There you go. So they're that's what they've done so far for the Archie stuff. Maybe some point down the line you'll get to an actual set of Archie Turtles, which are a little bit more colourful, a little bit more stylized maybe. But one thing we know we're going to get now, as it's revealed here, is the 5th turtle. Because for like maybe 1 or 2 issues or a brief section of a comic, I don't really know the details, but April mutated into a turtle and she was the 5th turtle. So that's what this tease is. So again, moving on to the Archie stuff, Jonathan, have you got any of the Archie stuff? I think you reviewed Man Ray, right? So I know...
Yeah, I've reviewed them. So I have friends, luckily, that are into some of these things, and if I find them in the wild, or they'll ship them directly to me and I get to review them and then send it off to them. because I mean, honestly, I couldn't afford
Of course,
to go in.
I have the same
and
friends. Trust me, I have the same
space
friends.
alone. I don't have the I can't afford that space wise. But yeah, so I even had Dreadmon and Jaguar in my hands and was just like, and then just like sent them off and didn't even review them. But I could have, but it just was like, hey, I just didn't even like interest me enough to review the figures, which is awful.
I'm assuming that's because, like me, you've never read the Archie stuff. You've got no attachment to these characters at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that is why I've avoided them so far. As action figures, they look very colourful. A lot of people, Jonathan, are trying to trick me into spending more money and saying they fit great in with the Toon Turtle stuff. And I'm like,
visually they do.
Exactly. And I'm like, I'm a sucker. I'm easily led. So like, I was like,
I really I want the accessories that come with them. I think it was Dreadmon. They had like the little campfire and stuff.
A little fruit basket and everything. Like my Toon Turtles would love some fruit. Do you know what I mean? Like, very tempting. I've literally had the whole all 5 of, or I think it's 4 or 5 figures in a basket on my AliExpress app for weeks. It's still in there. Like, I'm just trying to earn some more coins to try and get some discount on them. But yeah, I've again, like the Mirage stuff, I'm trying to avoid. I tried to stay in my lanes, and I picked a few lanes, didn't I? I picked cartoon, movie, and Super 7. But I'm getting pulled in now to like the Ronin stuff, the Mirage stuff, the Archie stuff. I'm like, there's too much. I genuinely can't buy it all either. So. Yeah, it's hard. Tanner, your thoughts on the Archie stuff? You've got it all right. You've brought all the Archie stuff.
I've got the Archie stuff. I didn't expect to like him as much as I did because they can fit in a. I would say they can fit in a cartoon display, so they'd be nice to fit in there. With this April, I'm not really desperate for it. I've only read the Archie stuff fairly recently when IDW did the reprints. So I do know about it, but it's a case of
does that have the Mutant Animals? Does that have all these characters we're talking about in it?
Yeah. And they had their own little series as well at the time. But one thing, if Neca ever get round to it, one thing I would like to see is the Pro Wrestler Turtles.
I've heard that a few times.
A couple of issues. The Turtles went to space and dressed up in like as pro wrestlers because they competed in a wrestling league. I would love to get those versions of the Turtles because it's just different. It's just something out of left field, and it goes with my enjoyment of pro wrestling as well.
Yeah, I get like because the actual Toon line now is moving more into expanded universe. Like we're gonna get the Usagi, the space Usagi, and the space Donatello. Like I am more open to getting these Toon style figures and just fudging them in. Like to get the Archie stuff and just stand them at the back of a Toon display. Like again, it's one of those where at some point I'm gonna break. At some point, I'm holding strong at the minute because there's some Marvel Legends for me to buy. But I told you, as soon as there's a break, I'm like, and I've got some money in my pocket, I'm going to break. So time will tell, but we shall see. But April's on the way, 5th Turtle. Maybe we get a 5-pack with the Archie Turtles and April. So you have to get her. But this is the one that people were waiting for. They saved this until the very last Tuesday of April Takeover. It is, of course, the 100th Toon Turtle figure. And I swear I'm a completionist on this line, I think, so far. So I must have them all, which is crazy to think there's nearly 100. But now we are getting April, the single-packed Ultimate April. So previously, she came in the sort of first assortment. She was 2-packed with a foot soldier. Went up massive on the aftermarket. As people tried to start to catch up on this line and more people got involved, of course you want April to go along with your Turtles. So her and the Casey 2-pack just went massively up on the aftermarket. So she was very sought after. But the figure was not perfect by any means. So they have took that into consideration. They are now re-releasing her in the Ultimate Event from the show. I swear she's British. I remember the episode well anyway. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she's British. I swear because it's like a Sherlock Holmes piss take, isn't it? So yeah. But anyway, new tooled April, few little tweaks and changes, but it's basically another opportunity for the community to get their hands on the Toon April if they missed out, because she's an essential piece. You need Toon April, and if you've got a Turtle van on the way, you're gonna need her to drive it if you want to recreate that intro. So yeah, I think this was the reveal that people were waiting for. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The best. Yes.
So yeah, this one's again. I've already got the Toon April, but am I buying this one? Yes, absolutely, I am. And I'm a sucker. Tanner, are you in?
Yeah, I mean it's an improvement, definite, 100%. So I will be picking this up, maybe putting that old one in a box just while I have this one on display. With regards to the cartoons, I think the only ones I'm missing are the original Style Guide Turtles. You know, the ones they had in the two pack, the Wave 2.
The brighter colours, like the stylized ones.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay, fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
I
where
don't
they
have
did
them
them in
either,
two
so
packs.
I'm not a
Those are the.
completionist.
I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain those are the only ones I'm missing, and I'm not desperate to get them because I've got the Hall of Fun 4 pack from last year as well.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not a completionist after all because I don't have the style guide turtles. I decided I didn't want awkward colour turtles with the rest of my display. I wanted the toon accurate ones. Again, you don't have to put your other April in a box. Put on one of these heads. You've got 2 Vernons.
Oh, I mean,
Have the kidnapped version.
I
Have her under
guess
the
what
arm
I
of a
could do
villain
is
or
put
something.
one in the turtle van and one kidnapped. Yeah.
Yeah, you're all good. Jonathan, your thoughts on April? Have you got that? You just picked up a Raphael, so I assume you have all 4 of the brothers in toon form, right? Do you have the April? Are you getting this one?
Yeah, I have the Turtle in Disguise set, but just because it's so late to all of this, but I do have the Catwoman version.
Yeah.
So this is definitely something I need because I'm not gonna pay those eBay prices, and she looked way off. She looked like a kid version of herself in the other one, but just like in the
Proportions
face
were off,
wise.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they look like the big head. So people
head
kind of
was
talk
huge.
crap about her long neck on this, but it's accurate. Her neck was long. I am still not totally convinced that she's not taller, but I'm afraid that she's the same height as the previous model. But she should be like, the turtle should come up to her shoulders.
Yeah.
But that's not been the case. And I don't know how they missed the mark on that because she should be much taller than the turtle.
She's only in like every episode. It's like they
it's very it's very noticeable. Or maybe the turtles are too big. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe they scaled the turtles up for the toy vibe and now it's all off scale. But we didn't get a side-by-side. You're right. If they're selling this as an upgrade, that's what they're selling it as. They said upgraded parts. They should have at least gave us a side-by-side image so we could at least see.
Well, the closest is that she's doing that interview with the whatever the heck, Ground Chuck or whatever. That's the closest, and people try to replicate that and put the images and stuff. And I'm still like, well, I don't know. Maybe that, is that the end result? Because whenever Blaine is holding the figure in the box, she seems bigger in the picture of her in the box, but it's hard to say.
We shall see. But like you said,
there's only one way to find out.
Yeah,
that's right.
we did see the box during that live stream. So again, hopefully she's here sooner rather than later. Because again, I know she's a character. Because they did re-release the other 2-pack on AliExpress, talking about Ali, the Casey Jones and the other foot soldier.
Casey Jones.
Yeah, that 2-pack got just randomly started to appear in stock on AliExpress. So that makes me think that Neca were aware they were redoing April, so they didn't need to re-release that pack. But because they haven't got an Ultimate Casey on the horizon, they've just put that set back in the factory again or something. So that's what makes me think there. But either way, she's a key character for your turtle display. After you've got your 4 turtles, you could argue Splinter's next. In the good guys lane, at least, you could argue Splinter's next, and then April. And some people would probably put April over Splinter. It depends who you speak to. No wrong or right answer there. But there you go. So that was it. That was their big reveal. But that wasn't the only reveal that day. But before we go there, we got a super chat from Thirsty for Chicken.
Thirsty for Chicken donated $5. Hi Jonathan, great to see you with my other favorite group of people. I've got to say, I don't think it's gonna happen, but never say never. It's the 20th anniversary of the 4Kids series, and I would lose my mind and wallet if Neca gave us a set.
So he says, hi Jonathan, great to see you with my other favourite group of people. I've got to say, I don't think it's going to happen, but never say never. It's the 20th anniversary of the 4Kids series, and I would lose my mind and wallet if Neca gave us a set of turtles. So what's the 4Kids series? What's he referring to?
It's the next mutation, I think.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, that really bad one where you ended up getting, what's the girl's name? Venus or something?
Venus, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the
I'm
live
sure
action.
they'll do it.
The live action.
The live action one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know what he meant by 4Kids. In the UK, it was on Fox, so Fox Kids. But again,
Fox Kids, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know what he meant. But now I'm with you. Now I'm with you, Nick. I'm with you now. Thirsty for Chicken. I'm right there with you. I remember those turtles. Again, just add them to the list. I'm sure they'll get there eventually. So yeah.
I like to pretend that one never happened.
Yeah, again, weren't that like meant to be a continuation from the movies, like a alternative timeline type thing? I swear they tried to market it
yes
like
and
that.
no, maybe, because it does take place in the sewer or in the subway.
That was the giveaway.
scene.
They're in the sewer, the same place.
The subway, the car, the subway car is still there. I think they used the same set. Or
Yeah,
something.
if Wikipedia is right, and it is 100% of the time, then it's a continuation. It's a continuation of the show. It's meant to be a rough, loose, alternative timeline continuation of the movies.
If they just made Venus, I think they could sell it.
Yeah.
Just because she doesn't exist anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's in the current IDW comics at the moment. So during the Armageddon game.
Or maybe Loyal Subjects will make one then.
theoretically.
Loyal Subjects on the IDW stuff, right? Maybe that's where they go. But let's go to another April reveal, because this wasn't the main event. This was the last sort of April day reveal. But then they had Judith Hogue. We talked about her earlier. They had her on the live stream with Blaine, and they revealed a Judith Hogue in the jumpsuit. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't remember that scene in the movies. And no, you're not getting old and losing your mind. It's because it never happened. That actually never happened. This is an original concept they have made for the figure, considering they are best mates with Judith Hogue, and obviously April's sort of, my mind's eye of April is always in the yellow jumpsuit. It forever will be. So I understand why their brain went here. Is this something that interests me? I haven't made my mind up yet. I genuinely haven't. But she comes packed in like the sort of ultimate style box, and instead of being rammed with accessories, they have gave her an arcade in scale, and the arcade itself is an Easter egg from something. Well, maybe one of you two can remind me what it's from. But yeah, I'm curious with your thoughts on this, because I've genuinely not spoke to even Tanner about this one yet. So Tanner, I'll throw it to you. This new concept, first of all, do you like this figure and this concept of doing stuff that never actually happened in live action? Does that interest you? Anything you'd want to see?
So I'm going to sidestep it for a second,
Okay.
and basically say, because when we were talking about the April reviews, I was saying the movie figure would probably be the Paige Turco from the second movie. I was like, yeah, that's going to be what's revealed. That's going to be what's revealed. And this has come out of left field to me. I'm truly surprised by this. They're going back to that. What's her name again?
Judith Hogue.
That's the one. I've forgotten her name. They go back to that Judith Hogue well again. And whereas, yes, it's that iconic look, and I do like the video game, I need to see what it's like before I think. But I'm not quite sold on it as of this moment in time. I'm not quite sold on it. I'm interested in the whole concept. Let's see the final product before I decide.
Blaine told a funny story on the stream that he did it. He said that he got a Ripley from the Aliens movie that has the white, I think it's the white or blue jumpsuit. Is the white jumpsuit? You've probably got it on the shelf. Blue, yeah. So he got that and repainted it yellow and put a Judith Hogue head on there, just for a picture, just for his Instagram. And he posted that picture, and apparently like Trevor and the bosses at Neca, or Randy, was on the phone to him going, take that picture down, that's an early concept, no one's meant to see that yet. And he was like, what are you talking about? I've just done a little kit bash. Like, he didn't know that it was something they actually had planned. But that's essentially what this is. It's Judith Hogue in a jumpsuit, original concept. Now, Jonathan, I just mentioned Ripley there with the jumpsuit. So, is this something you're interested in?
It's like, if they would have fully blended the two worlds, I would have been super interested. But you know, even in that live stream, they're talking about how it's just a proof of concept to get the colors and all that stuff. So a lot of people that just didn't watch this live stream that were just like, looks like Ripley, cheap out and cop out, whatever. This is like, it's just a concept. And even Judith is like, yeah, I need to have more
bigger boobs.
like
She said literally said bigger boobs. Yeah,
yeah, more curves and stuff. So she wants to be, more voluptuous, much like the box art, I guess. But if it's just a Ripley knockoff, it's just gonna be like, yeah, okay, no big deal. Like anybody can do that, really. So I am interested in seeing the final sculpted version. Maybe it will be enough, but as of right now, I don't have an interest. The arcade is super exciting, but that's just because I'm kind of in arcade mode.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
And I think this is Pizza Face, which is like a Playmates toy.
Of course, yeah.
But it's themed on Burger Time, which is like an actual old arcade game.
Oh, okay. I knew that was a reference to something. I thought it was like an Easter egg of the background of some show or something. I know what's the one in there? The Turtles. It's the Tempest. What's the game?
Tempest.
Oh, I just lost my Leonardo.
I do that all the time. There you go. That's exactly what I'm referring to.
Yeah. So this is a full original concept based on the design from the animation, but
it looks great. Yeah, no, it looks great. So this will be bigger scaled, though, I assume, to go along with these figures. So there's a toon scaled one. I'll do that, by the way, when I live stream as well. By the time I've got figures by the end of the stream. I've got figures all over the floor, and I don't even know how they got there. So any ideas regarding this concept? I'm like you guys. I'm intrigued, but I'm not quite there yet. I need to see the actual finished figure and stuff. But do you have any ideas of where else they could go here? Because I just feel like they've got such a good relationship with Judith Hogue. They were like going, what else can we do? What else can we do? They were like just thinking of anything. But who else? What else could they do here?
Listen, the first thing they need to do, okay?
Yeah, go for it.
is take Bebop and Rocksteady and make a movie accurate version.
Like a live
we never
action
got it.
Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah, no, I'm game with that.
Right? We never got it.
I was always mad as a kid.
They can go anywhere with this.
As a kid, right? As much as I liked Toko and Razor, I didn't hate them. But as a kid, it just confused me. I was like, why wasn't it Bebop and Rocksteady? Why wasn't it them in Secret of the Ooze? I don't understand. As a kid, it boggled my brain. So yes, a live action version of Bebop and Rocksteady, I would be very intrigued in. That would interest me more than April in a yellow jumpsuit. That's for sure.
Do you think NECA has anything like it's pinned on the wall anywhere? Just goes Michael Bay films?
Maybe on a yellow sticky note right in the corner underneath another piece of paper that no one can see. There were toys, but it was Playmates toys as usual that did them. So nothing. Hang on, Tanner, you've got the very expensive versions, right?
3-0 version.
Yeah,
I've got the 3-0 versions of those base tales and Bebop and Rocksteady as well. Yeah, very nice.
Are they all in boxes as well, just on the floor?
Under my desk. Yeah,
it's holding the desk up.
His desk is the 3-0 figures.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Tanner, one day when you open these figures up, you're going to have an impressive collection, my friend.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get at least one version from every iteration.
Yeah, makes sense. Every incarnation.
So at least the 4 brothers. So yeah. I'm well on my way to doing that.
So question for you then. Did you buy those that just came out, what was that, last week or something? The those special, it was like a nightmare to try to buy because they released the day before and everybody sold out of them. Those like original concept drawing versions.
No, I didn't even know about that until I watched the Mad Hatters video. Which was well after they had sold out.
Oh, you're talking about the Mondo. You're talking about the Mondo stuff.
Yeah. Not the Mondo stuff. No. The other one from the Peter Laird design.
I don't know what you're talking about then.
Yeah, I sent you the link. You do know. So you know the original turtle?
Yes.
You know there's 2 versions of it. One was the Mondo. The other one was the one that released recently.
Yeah. That is Mondo as well, right?
That's what was. Yeah. No, that's not Mondo.
It's people that worked for Mondo. I'm with you. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. But Mondo, like, they cut half their crew and they went off and did a new thing, and that's who made this new company. So that's why my brain thinks, because it fits in with the original one, like you said. Sorry, we're on the same page. We're on the same page, but I was confusing myself because I kept calling it Mondo and it's not. So you were both right. But I was right there with you. I know exactly what you're talking about. They are superly expensive, by the way. I even got a little bit itchy and went, just out of curiosity, let me just have a little Google. And then I closed my tab very quickly. I was like, nope, not going there. Not going down that one. They're very expensive. Look great. I like the idea, but yeah, that's I missed the mark on that one for sure.
That may be one exception to the rule, purely because I missed the recent sale on that, and I don't have the original Mondo one. Purely, I was too late to get into the game with that one, and I don't want to backtrack and spend stupid money on it. Well,
you could change
that will be where I draw my line.
You could change the way you explain it and say you've got every like media representation or every
of the four brothers,
or something, because those two are just sketches. They never actually made it into anything officially. Like they're just sketches. So every official version of the Turtles you have, I guess you could tweak it. But Jonathan found the loophole. He got ya.
Well, I was just curious because they were like really hard to get.
Well, I only found out a bit about it because of Mad Hatter's videos. So shout out to him as well, I guess.
Yeah, I watched him like that purchase video, and they sold out straight away, and it's just like, I'm just refreshing the page. They're sold out. Like, it's pretty entertaining. Right, okay, talking about other iterations of the Turtles, we're about to get a brand new one in the form of Mutant Mayhem. Now, they have moved up the movie to the 2nd of August. So they've actually moved it up a couple of weeks, and there's a new trailer coming at the end of the month as well. We have now already got, like last time we did a Turtles and Titana, we're scared to show anything on screen because we thought that would get demonetized or they'd take my YouTube channel down. So we didn't even bother trying, but we did sort of allude to figures and stuff that had been leaked and they were coming. We just didn't show any images. Hopefully now I can show some images without the police coming to get me. But Mutant Mayhem, we've spoke about the designs already. Again, Jonathan, I've not spoke to you about this at all. So what's your hype levels for this new movie? Any interest?
I'm incredibly open-minded, unlike half of our community, it seems. But I'm stoked. I am glad to see that there's like on many levels, for my own personal reasons, why I'm excited to see this or to see it do well. But I don't even have kids, but I'm happy that this is coming out for a new generation of new kids. And then for the friends of mine that are Turtle fans, even I think that I'll have friends that aren't collectors and stuff and haven't really thought about Turtles much. But this will spike some interest and be like, I got to take my kids, and then have this bonding opportunity with their kids to connect on something like this. And then, for years later, be able to remember that maybe the kids are young enough that they're buying some figures or something, or playing a game if they make one off of this, that'll just like, wow, there's so much now that we can go back and watch these older things and check out all this stuff. So
yeah, it's the same type of things happening at the minute with Mario, the Mario movie, and even Sonic before that. Like, we're at that sort of this age where parents can now take their kids to see the things that they enjoyed, and Turtles is absolutely in that category, consistently evolving and changing and adapting, and everyone has their favorites. Every single person has their favorite iteration of the Turtles, and again, there's no right or wrong answer. It's personal preference, and this is going to be maybe the next generation's favorite. So I'm intrigued, like you guys. I'm the same. I don't have kids, but I don't know how I'm going to see. I might have to sneak to this one on my own because I don't know if I can tempt the missus to come see Turtles with me. But maybe we can find the compromise. But I am intrigued. All the same,
and anything that keeps the franchise going and like revitalizing it, and just like, yeah, maybe this movie just does okay, but there's enough interest that this other thing happens from it, and then like more people like that or whatever. Yeah, I'm into it.
It's a unique style, considering there's been many versions.
One thing I have noticed.
Go on.
Sorry, I've got a bit of lag going. One thing I have noticed is basically Turtles is the one brand that keeps on reinventing themselves. Every couple of years you get a new cartoon, a new movie, something going on, and they've managed to keep themselves fresh, albeit not everything is like, not everything is like. Yeah, but it's a case. It's a case of they've constantly managed to reinvent themselves every couple of years for 30 years, and that I can't think of anything else quite like that.
Yeah,
no, that's a very good point. I mean, Spider-Man would maybe be close to that, but like you said, it's just that with this movie, they have dumped so much into marketing that it's kind of doing that turtle. Nothing will compete to the turtle chaos of the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, but with all of the toys and the stuffed animals and the marketing and the food items and all kinds of Mylar balloons and all kinds of stuff is coming out for this movie. I hope that it's good because they're dumping so much even into the marketing alone.
Virtually everybody, even my nan, if you said the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, she is going to know what they are. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those sort of things that's been around now long enough in pop culture that when I say turtles to you guys, you all have a version of the turtles that pop up in your head. But again, you say that to someone 10 years younger than me, they think of like the Nickelodeon show that we don't like. Do you know what I mean? But that's their version of the turtles. And so again, it's why we have a live stream called Turtles and Tea, because we love turtles and we love exploring, and this is something new to explore. But I'll tell you what else we like. We like toys. So you know we're going to get some new toys with this. Now, I don't have all the images because there has been a lot of stuff. Like Jonathan said, there's going to be everything. You're going to get cutlery, lunch boxes, bedding. Like, let's just focus on the action figures here. So first and foremost, we got the 4 turtles, all very unique in style themselves, which they've been doing more and more as the turtles have went on. Like the first couple of iterations of the turtles were basically the same turtle, just different color. But as the years have went on, they've slowly all sort of developed their own sort of features. Like, I think the very last cartoon turtle, Raphael, was like a big beast, wasn't he? He was like a Hulk type guy. So,
yeah,
like they're experimenting more with each turtle being a little bit more unique, and they do the same thing here, but a little bit subtler, I think. I think they look good. I think just as a turtle fan, I've got a collection upstairs, Jonathan, of every iteration of Donatello. So anytime there's a Donatello version, so I've tote upstairs, mint in packaging, a version of every Donatello throughout the years type thing. So obviously I'm going to get Donatello from here anyway, but looking at this, just for the miscellaneous shelf above me here, I've got a miscellaneous shelf, just random bits and pieces all over the place. I could imagine like 4 little turtles just standing there as being a little representation from this. They look fun. And just as a collector and turtle fan in general, I'd like to check these out in hand for myself and just to see what they're like. But they're clearly, obviously, going to be a little bit more kiddie and stuff. But what are your first thoughts on these toys, Tanner? Are you going to be tempted just as a turtle fan? They'd be cheap enough, right?
So, as I said, yeah, of course. I'll be getting the 4 turtles because it's goes part of my rule. I want to get one iteration from the movie, so this will be that. With the 2-packs, I think they released. I'm not sure if I'd get that because I may have to watch the video to see how deep I go down the line. I may have to watch a movie to see how far I go down the line, basically.
Here's the 4 turtles.
Yeah,
packs.
These are looking
toyetic, right?
These are, yeah, it looks a lot of fun.
Jonathan, are you going to be tempted to get any of these at all? Just as a Turtles fan, they should be cheap enough, right? Where if you pass them by at Walmart and Target, it's going to be hard to walk away, right?
Yeah, I mean, the channel gives me a lot of good excuses as to pick up stuff that I wouldn't normally have, right? It's like, ooh, how
content.
Nice.
There's some content there. You look at the shelf and you think content.
I gotta do it for the channel. I'll probably grab them if I can get a hold of them quick enough to be a quicker reviewer.
It helps.
But they are Playmates, so they're going to be cheap, and it's just going to be like, okay, that's exactly what you expect, you know. But it looks like they have the trees in there. I didn't really pay attention to that, but previously when I looked at the images, like the weapons racks or whatever.
Yeah, they've got the racks like reminiscent of the early days.
Nice.
And they've got little baby turtles attached to the racks as well. So
they know what they're doing.
Each rack comes with a little baby turtle. So again, we've got to hope that the people now making these figures are us. It's the people that loved turtles as a kid and they know what we're gonna want, or at least we like to think so.
Yeah. Now this just reminds me that last year, and that's when I was like on my phone a second ago. We saw that McFarlane got the rights to do some turtles, but we don't have anything about that yet. So like McFarlane will be better than Playmates, but McFarlane is definitely below everybody else that's doing stuff. So do you think McFarlane could bring something to the table that's representative enough of the movie? Because these are mutants, so it's like you don't have to worry about the likeness being off a little bit. They could always fail at humans' faces. Until
you just said that to me then, I completely forgot about the McFarlane stuff. But you're absolutely right. We've seen a massive list. We have seen some pictures as well. But again, I've not been able to show them on stream or anything. So I've forgot about them. But you're absolutely right. And there's a new trailer coming at the end of the month. And the toys are meant to be on shelves by June. So I bet you now, in the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a big McFarlane drop of all of this product. It's got to be, right? Because if the toys are going to be on shelves by June, McFarlane's surely just waiting for their day to drop that press release. You know what he does with Batman all the time. Here's a full wave. Here's this. So, yeah, I think the McFarlane stuff is going to be more adult focused. Absolutely. These are fun kid stuff. But yeah, I completely forgot.
Yeah, but I still am like, the price point with McFarlane's fantastic. $20. And it's like, wow, that's so hard to beat. But I still don't know that it's going to, like, for people that like NECA and Super7, I don't think that it's like, we're still just kind of like,
it's a compromise. Because you're absolutely right. Like,
maybe we love the movie, but we want something that really represents it better.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Like, it's like that debate of, like, I've always wanted a DC line like Marvel Legends, but McFarlane decided to go in a completely different direction. When it's like, you had Marvel Legends, a successful 6-inch action figure line, just do the DC equivalent and you've got money. But McFarlane was like, no, I want to do stylized, bigger scale stuff, and it is what it is. And don't you, like you said, there are some. I've got a shelf full of the McFarlane stuff. There's some great figures there. They won't give us a comic accurate classic Wonder Woman, like, I don't know why, but other than that, you can get most other characters. I won't let it die, Tanner. My Justice League is incomplete until Wonder Woman comes out. But yeah, you're absolutely right. McFarlane,
you may have to wait for the Matrix one.
Yeah, probably. But like Jonathan's saying, the quality that McFarlane are going to give us is going to be probably better than these, but it's still not going to be to the standard that collectors have gotten used to in this turtle world, with the likes of NECA doing such a great job. So it'll be curious to see it, because you're right, we haven't seen it yet. Are you tempted, Tanner? We have seen it, right? I'm not making this up. Have we seen a few leaked images of the?
No, I don't think we have.
Isn't it packaging? Did we see packaging or something?
What's it called? I can't remember seeing anything apart from those leaked lists.
Yeah, I thought it was just titles.
It's all blurring together. Yeah, it's all blurring together.
But these colors, looking at them on the packaging, I'm like, oh god, they're just too bright, right? Especially looking at Michelangelo. He's like neon green.
Yeah, they're very. There's loads of pictures here. I've just jumped onto TNI Toy News. And there's loads of pictures here of the turtles. There's the back of the packaging. All the villains are very stylized as well. Still look like Bebop and Rocksteady, but in a very weird way. It's going to be weird to watch. Again, why I'm curious of it. I think they've got some 2-packs here as well, some bigger figures. There's the turtle van. Of course, you can't have the turtles without the turtle van. Throws pizzas as well. It's like a combination of 2 of my childhood toys in one. Because I had the pizza thrower as well.
That's the last thing we need, another bloody turtle van.
We need Jonathan, you haven't heard, but me and Tanner have both got the Super7 one on order. There's NECA one on order. We've got the retro one. We avoided the Arsenal one. The Underground Arsenal. I kept it official. I need official license.
One.
Yeah. So we need I'm gonna be using them as rollerblades next by the end of the year. If any of them ever come out, they keep getting bloody delayed. This one will come out first, Tanner. We get one of these ones, but they come in packs with the bikes. I'm assuming there's gonna be a scene where they're on bikes, of course.
I love the bike, honestly. Yeah. The bike has me interested enough that maybe I would just get that and then like get rid of the turtle, repurpose the bike somehow.
Yeah, the trash can star again, like wink and nod to the original toys as well. There's Leo on a bike. There's a bigger turtle. They always do bigger scale versions of the turtles, which again, toyetic. There's a flipping turtle. So there's going to be loads of toys. Again, they have put out like a statement saying that the product's going to be like, it's not street dated as such, but they want the product on the shelf by the end of June to build up the hype for the movie, of course. So so I do think we're going to see a lot of this stuff over the next couple of weeks, with maybe a big showing at San Diego with the movie in general, stuff like that. But yeah, because the movie's 2nd of August now, so it will literally be a few weeks after San Diego. So I can imagine who's doing the movie. Is it Paramount or something like that? Universal? I'm sure whoever's going, they'll do a big deal about
It's
it.
right there at the bottom of the package, on the back.
Paramount.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, it's Paramount. It's Paramount. I was right. It was Paramount. So if Paramount are there at Comic-Con, I'm sure they'll make a big deal. Maybe have a booth with the pictures of the turtles or whatever. I don't know. But lots of turtle stuff coming from this new movie anyway. Curious of it. We shall see. Hopefully it's good. I would like to be pleasantly surprised. So, what else have we got? Okay, you talked about Ronin.
I would love for it to do well.
Yes, of course. Going back into a round we're a little bit more familiar with, considering we've all read the book. I'm assuming you've read the book, Jonathan. No. You just like the designs.
Yeah, I just like the designs.
That's
I think
fair.
like a year and a half ago, I watched a video that broke down what happened in the story, and I was like, damn.
Yeah. So you said earlier as well that this is what you were interested in the most. It was the turtles themselves, the flashback turtles. So this was revealed in a magazine, I think, and then Neca put out the official picture. So we knew this was coming. We've already seen glimpses of it, of course, but this might be one of the first ones out. I think there's also a picture of the box as well somewhere, but it is the flashback Raphael, who's the first turtle to fall. Sad times. But here he is with all his arrows in his back. Reminds me of like Wolverine from the Marvel. So like again, very toyetic, undoubtedly. There's a picture here with Shredder's daughter as well. So is this the type of thing that you're excited to get, Jonathan?
Yeah, the Karai doesn't interest me, but I think this version of the Turtles just looks so good. And they have the Leonardo, the Donatello, and then the regular version of Raphael that we saw pictures of a little while ago.
And I'm sure Michelangelo's coming. Wink, 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 wink. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Don't want to spoil anything. So yeah.
I just the style is so cool. It's got a lot of realism to it, at least in the armor and stuff. It's just like it's a comic, but it's pulled out and then amplified to work as a figure and could be mixed and matched with a lot of the lines, I think.
Yeah, the Karai looks very gangly, like you said. It's not something appealing, but it's the Raph that is the highlight there. Absolutely, look at that. Just that on a shelf would look impressive, like a beaten up turtle with arrows sticking out of his back. Like, how is it not? Tanner, I said to you, like when you sent me that book, I was like, okay, maybe I'll just get the Ronin. So I ended up getting Ronin. And then I ended up getting the unarmored Ronin as well. So like I was like, okay. So I think I'm going to be sucking into
you
this
mean
stuff.
sexy topless Ronin?
Yes, that one with his little Mouser accessory. You're obviously in on these, right?
Oh yeah, I love the comic book series, so I'm all in on these. I don't think the Lost Years is as good as the last Ronin was, but it still got me.
How far in is that?
Baby figures, but 3 or 4 issues? 3 issues so far. Yeah.
Okay.
Out of 5, and they have a big special at the end of it. So technically 6 issues.
Okay, I've not read any of the Lost Years yet, as such. I'll wait for it all to be out. Like I'm impatient like that. I'd rather not know and wait until the end. So, but yeah, he looks great. So there's that. And again, San Diego Comic-Con's on the way, so I'm assuming we're going to see more turtles and figures and lots of stuff on the way. But that was I can't remember what the magazine was, so I apologize, but it was first seen in one of the new toy magazines. Talking
trying to remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's like right there.
Yeah, I know. My bad. It's where they revealed the Simpsons as well. Yeah. The family were finally getting the original looks, but I'll save that for my Simpsons and Sambuca stream that doesn't exist that I might create. Talking of magazines and such, what about comics? Like we said, just a quick mention of this, so because there are already your toys. So the Jada figures are coming out with Street Fighter, and obviously there's been a Street Fighter and Simpsons Street Fighter. That'd be interesting.
Now I'm into it.
Yeah, now I'm intrigued.
I'm ready to. Let's go.
There's a Turtles and Street Fighter crossover coming. This is obviously the Stranger Things version, but. Did you get any, or have you seen any of those crossover figures on the shelf, whether it be the Stranger Things or any interest to you?
Just find the thickest layers of dust inside of Target, and that's where you'll see these 2-packs.
They
just
me
are really bad.
Yeah. I like the ideas. I like the concept, but in execution, just not there for me at all. Not there for me at all. I'm
interested in stories. I'm not a big comic book collector or reader. I'll I like my stuff to be animated and read to me.
Look, everyone can...
No, I just I think it's because it's just the stack of stuff. I know it could go probably digital, but yeah, it just hasn't really been my thing.
Everyone has their preference of how they like to consume content, whether it be read or listen or watch. I'm definitely more of a watch person. Like, I'd rather watch a film or watch a show. Like, reading's never been my strongest point. That's why I liked comics, because they had pictures in. But still, I'd rather watch something. And watching Stranger Things is one of my favourite Netflix shows. So combining the two was great. But again, like, the figures and execution, they're on sale right now in Amazon UK. And even now, out of curiosity, I'm tempted to get on, but I still don't want to spend any money on them, to be completely honest. So, so Playmates, hit me up. But what I was saying is that Jada Toys are releasing the Street Fighter stuff, which seems to be good quality from what we've seen online so far. The Jada Toys, like Ryu, there's lots of
$24.99.
They look great. They look great. So the idea of maybe them pairing up with some of our other iterations of the Turtle is a little bit more intriguing. So I was just curious about these crossovers. Like, does any of it intrigue you? Tanner, what about you with the Street Fighter stuff or the Stranger Things stuff? Not so much the Playmates 2-packs, because we can all agree universally they're shit. We don't want those repainted turtles. But the ideas, the concepts are pretty cool. Yeah?
So with this, the concepts are definitely cool, and I know with the Street Fighter one, it does fit in with the IDW series, which I'm really, really enjoying. I'm not sure if this Stranger Things one does fit into that continuity, but again, everything that's doing a crossover with Turtles in comic book recently is smashing it. The Batman series are awesome. The Power Ranger series are awesome. I have no doubt that these are both going to be really, really good as well, purely because of that past track record. All right, yeah, you may have different writing teams, but it especially with the Stranger Things, it seems very 80s. They both seem like they can merge in well together, don't they?
Right,
so I'm all in for this.
Have you got any of the Power Ranger Turtles, Jonathan?
No.
No? Tempt you at all? You a Power Rangers fan at all?
Like I was obsessed with it when I was a kid, and even my mom would watch it with us. We loved when Tommy came on. Like, she's got all these great memories. It's always fun to hear her go on about. But yeah, it's just, they seem cool in photos and stuff. But then yeah, it's just not something I'm totally convinced on.
I dived in head first. I was like, Power Rangers and Turtles to combined. Whoosh, I was in. The figures are great, by the way, as well. And the reason I showed them off, because Tanner, you're reading the second sort of volume now, right? And there's like dinosaur turtles.
It's finished. It's finished. It's finished.
Is there any toyetic things in there you reckon might ever happen?
100%. You got the mutant turtles.
Okay.
Of the dinosaurs. You got the Dimension X Rangers. You got, heck, if you want to do Metalhead Dragonzord combination.
You'd like that, Jonathan. Have you not read it, Jonathan? The Zord is Metalhead. Metalhead is the Zord.
No, I'm into that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Metalhead is a Zord. It combines in the first series with the Megazord, and in the second series it combines with the Dragonzord. It's awesome. In the second series, Krang combines with the Megazord. And it's just, there's so much poetic stuff I want to see as figure form coming out of those series. It's just unbelievable.
I thought I had the Power Ranger book underneath me, but it was The Last Ronin instead. But no, that honestly, if you've not read that book, as I said, I know we just spoke about you not necessarily reading the comics, but seek out Comics Explained or someone online to read it to you, because it is a fun, like, it really does merge what you love about the Turtles and what you love about Power Rangers and combine them really well. And then after reading that, the toys were just great to have on the shelf. So I haven't read volume 2 yet, but I have seen pictures of like the mutated dinosaur style turtles or something like that. So very toyetic. Will Hasbro go in that direction again? I don't know. A lot of those figures went on sale, to be fair, so I don't know how. Maybe they overproduced them. I don't know. But
they're
still
on sale for really cheap, so I doubt they will. Who knows?
Yeah. Are they still accessible over Europe? Whereabouts in the US are you? I haven't even asked yet. Where are you?
Oh, I'm North Carolina.
Okay, so what's the time for you over there now?
It is currently 6:43 p.m.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right. It's 11:45 for us. It's nearly Wednesday for us.
Oh my god.
It's all right. I've got to pick the missus up from the airport at 1:00, so I was up anyway. Tanner's finished work late. He's fine. He's on his night clock. He's all good. So yeah, are they accessible for you?
Yeah.
Have you seen them on the shelf at least? The Power Ranger Turtles?
No.
Not even seen them. Interesting.
No, but it's like it's crazy. At least in my area. So I'm trying to find like anything new, Power Rangers, anything from Hasbro, period, from Target or Walmart. It's just like this never exists. The Target where there's like a whole section with like Marvel. There's like a banner in the middle of the aisle. Half the aisle would be Marvel stuff, and there's nothing. There's like, if anything, maybe just some of those big, like those weird 12-inch figures. They're just kind of...
Oh, the Titan ones. Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah, and then anything you would actually want, it's like, oh, okay, maybe, there's an Everett Ross. That's it. It's like...
Those Titan figures, my family, obviously, they don't know like anything about collecting, but they know I collect. So they've tried to get involved, and they were like sending me pictures of those Titan figures at a shop going, oh, I've seen these. Would you want me to get you these? I'm like, step the fuck away from those Titan figures. I don't want them anywhere near my house. I know you got a Walgreens across the street because you always talk about going across the road to print stuff. But it doesn't seem. But Walmart and Target as well have dried up. Is it just shit stocking? Like they're just not restocking. You just got maybe terrible distribution in your area, or is it
honestly,
loads of collectors?
I don't know. I think it's just all of the above. I think that like people aren't putting stuff out. I think stuff isn't showing up because I can get on Target's website and order any of the Hasbro things. Anything that I've gotten, like the Phoenix or anything, that came from Target online. It's just like, what? Why can't I go into the store and get any of this stuff? I can't ever find the Jada toys for the Ryu.
Are you? Is that something you're seeking out for yourself?
Yes. And I pre-ordered it from Big Bad Toy Store, and it was like, oh, coming in June. But then everybody's finding them in Target, so I was like, well, I'm going to cancel that and just go find it in Target. I'm an idiot. So I still can't find them. Like, I really want to get that Ryu. At least, again, it's like, I mean, as the channel is still pretty new, over 4,000 subscribers, but it's like I need to get stuff out immediately. I think the only reason why the channels kind of took off last December was because I got that Robin Hood from Super7 so fast. And that, like, it just like it drove a lot of traffic to the channel at an earlier stage. And it's just like, yeah, if you come a little too late, you're just like, people are over it.
Don't get me wrong. Timing absolutely helps. As a fellow content creator, reviewing the Spider-Man wave right now before anyone else, it absolutely helps. But it's not the be-all, end-all. Like, don't let it discourage you, because as you build the channel, people are going to come to see your opinion. I've learned that about Legends, by the way. Like, I don't always get the Legends first. I get lucky when I can, but oftentimes I'm beaten by the likes of MCU Collector and stuff like that, which are great, by the way, no issues. But most of the time I can be last. But when you build that audience, you hope that people want to come and just hear your opinion about the thing.
Yeah, no,
and I would do that for you.
I've seen those comments, but just to get the because the channel is so small, right? So like it's the algorithm.
It's the algorithm
to grow it. Yeah, I need to hit people that have never seen my channel yet.
Yeah, it's the algorithm.
So that's why I'm trying to get the stuff newer. You're
not wrong. Trust me, I'm right there with you. I get it. I get it. But honestly, I'm for someone like yourself now, you're on my rotation. So like, even if you're reviewing something that I'm not necessarily interested in, I would tune in just to hear you talk about it and hear your thoughts and opinions on it. And I've only got a handful.
Well, I appreciate that.
I only got a handful of people on YouTube like that as well. So you're in.
I appreciate that. Yeah, when I am like either running out of stuff or ideas, or I'm just trying to like, I really want one of these for myself to do the metalhead, but these are old. Right? Like, people aren't going to be coming here to see a review of the Super7 Metalhead, but they might be interested in a
comparison.
Which one is
absolutely
the better figure, which I know people have done. If they got this, they were like, and then here it is next to the Neca one, and as you can see, it's a little bit duller, and it's like, okay. Not to dump on a lot of channels, but
it's all right. I will. Don't worry about it. Just give me a list. I'll say that. I'll name them.
But yeah, so
I've got no dog in the race. I'll name them. Whatever.
But the for me, it was really interesting, and like I said, this one, the Super7 one, really holds so much nostalgia that this is the one that I wanted. I was like, well, if I'm going to do a review of that, should probably just go ahead and get this guy. I saw him in my Target. He's just hanging out there. So I bought that one. And now the video is just, yeah, which one really holds up and is worth getting, even at this being a discounted price.
It's a fun topic to have, and as I said, like, you've got to keep YouTube. You've got to make sure you're interested in the content you're making. Otherwise, what's the bloody point of it? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, it's a labour of love. So, yeah, you've just got to find those interesting ways. But you're absolutely right. Like, I'd be intrigued to just hear thoughts and opinions of the differences. I've got both of those figures, for example. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I need help purchasing decisions, but just for the debate of I'm a toy fan, I'm a collector. Those type of debates is something that interests me. So, it's a fun idea.
Yeah, I am curious with Tanner though, because he's just gonna buy him anyway. Even with half the stuff today, he's like, I'd have to see it. It's like, well, just let us know when you've ordered it. But I'm curious.
He doesn't. He just turn up and he's like, rubs it in my face.
I'll tell you what.
I totally agree with both of your opinions on these, and that one's awful. I just ordered them both.
Go on, Tanner.
No comment. That's all I'm going to say. Although, yeah, it's the case of I do, because I don't get as much as, let's say, Dan or anyone else. My main collections are Marvel and Turtles.
Okay,
maybe. And Power Rangers.
And
those three. Those three mainly. No, mainly those three.
Okay.
Mainly those three. I have picked up the Street Fighter stuff, but I haven't gone all in on that just yet. I want to see what they're like, but they're looking very good. But the main three, Power Rangers, Turtles, and Marvel. And it's not as vast, so I get to spread out a little bit more to pick up various different ways and various different iterations of, let's say, the Turtles. Well, and because they're like my very first interest when I was young, I enjoy it. So it's a case of I enjoy.
You're in a safe place, Tanner.
Between each one. It's like,
you don't have to justify it to us. We're okay.
We hear you. We love you, and
we're there with you.
We honor you.
It's like we're justifying your collecting to us. Like, look at us. Look at us. We're right there with you, mate.
Oh, whatever.
What I was.
Hobby, it's fun. It's whatever. Yeah.
My question. Really was just to ask you, like, would you, when I do a comparison like that, and the kind of the joke about you buying both of them, really, would you be interested in what
I got it.
somebody like me or anybody would say, like, oh, I am curious which one they like better? Like, if you're gonna buy them both anyway, would you be interested in watching what somebody's thoughts were? Of course,
mate. If to be honest with you, I enjoy watching other people's thoughts on and seeing how they can draft from my own, because it's sort of like everyone is different, and that's a good thing about everyone, because they have different points of opinion. Something I might like may not be what somebody else likes, and that's what makes us all individual. That's what makes everything different. To have that debate, let's say if me and you have a difference of opinion, that debate is the fun of it. So I enjoy it just to see your point of view, you see my point of view, and we can just come to that understanding that it's all good.
Look, I said earlier that it's good to have people that have the same sort of mindset and taste of you, because then you have someone in common, that someone's content you can go and enjoy. But it's also good just to see what's going on the other side of the fence, like peek over, see what people are saying bad about something. Like there's a whole heap of people on YouTube right now hating Marvel Legends, but what I don't like about that aspect is that, like, they make you feel like a dickhead if you don't agree with them, which I just think, so I'm not allowed to have a different opinion. Like, so you're allowed to hate on it, and that's fine, but I'm not allowed to like it. It's like, what
and
the hell?
At the polar opposite of that are the people that are they do nothing wrong.
It's just idiots. It's just, that's what I'm saying.
I think it was a Mad Hatter talking about it in his review, where somebody, I don't even remember if it was a Marvel or a Hasbro thing or whatever, but it was just like, there was some comment to somebody else. It's like, you should be so lucky to be able to buy that thing. And it's just like,
yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't like when people make you feel bad if you don't share their opinion. It's like, it's just, that's what I don't like. And there's a whole...
Yeah, well, that's the entire United States right now. Well, it's at least 2016.
It's definitely a section of the toy YouTube community as well, where there's definitely content creators out there that make you feel bad if you don't share their opinion, or make you feel like an idiot if you don't share their opinion, which is absolute nonsense. Like, I'm always up for debate. Yeah, I will openly say what I love, but I would never push that on anybody. I'm always curious to hear their thoughts and stuff. But Tanner, just just to end, I do want to get on some.
It's, as the saying goes, variety is the spice of life, right?
Well, talking about variety, let's finish off this last piece of news. I know it's something, talking about all these iterations and all these turtles and stuff you've got. This is something I'm not in on at all, but you have mentioned it to me multiple times, and you also have the first one that's released, right? So please explain to people what the hell this is. Yeah, so he looks massive, by the way. He looks much bigger than I expected from the pictures.
Yeah. 12-inch scale. It's a big mech, in this case from Heat Boys. I think Heat Boys are Japanese, I'm not sure. In which they are doing diecast as well, so they're very hefty figures, and basically what the turtles would be like as big giant mechs, pretty much as you can see. And you also get little tiny turtles you can sit into a cockpit, so it's like they're piloting their own mechs, and it just looks like such a crazy design, so far out of left field. It's just, I got the Leonardo. The Leonardo is just good. This Michelangelo with the huge fucking bazookas, the guns, the Gatling guns. It just looks so different, so innovative, and if you have all four together, just next to each other, looking and posing, it's an
interesting concept.
It's like going back to the Power Rangers Zords. It's their own Zords, right?
It's like Pacific Rim, but turtles. Do you know what I mean? Like I get it. It's a cool looking concept. Don't get me wrong. And when you showed me the box of that Leonardo, I genuinely, in my mind, didn't realize how big
as well. It's got really good light features.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get him out. Give me a second.
I will live vicariously through you with these, I think. Maybe Donatello could tempt me. Maybe.
I'm sure it will, yes.
But what do you think of these weird mech things? I say weird, it's not weird, but you know what I mean, these mech things, Jonathan.
I think this is one of those things where I want to get one because it is like this little Joy Toy thing.
Yeah.
It's just like the art level of it where I'm just like, I could just stare at it all day and then see new sculpt pieces and new attention to detail that just really puts some level of quality into it that you just don't get anywhere else. But the concept is totally cool. This I'm into more than the Power Rangers thing, just I think art wise. Yeah,
they undoubtedly look really cool, and like you said, Tanner, they'll be an impressive display when you get all four. But they're going to take up a bit of real estate on the shelf. So is that you opening it for the first time, just for us here on the stream, Tanner? You're actually opening one of your boxes?
No, I opened it previously.
Oh, okay, good.
No, I've opened it previously, okay. So it's just a case I put it back in, but for sake of scale.
Oh, they broke it on live, on the air.
All right, we've got the evidence.
I ain't broke squat. There we go. Yeah.
Hold it up.
Take this
so
off as
that
well.
comes with a Moe's apron?
Yeah, I just see.
Yeah, it comes with a Moe's apron, and it's just big boy. A very die-cast, very heavy.
It's die-cast. I didn't even realise. So
it's just looks. Yeah, it's die-cast. It's all heavy metal. Looks so much detail on it. I haven't got all the pieces together because you just seen I've taken it out.
The joints tight, they're not loose, like,
and it just looks.
They hold their position and stuff, hold its poses.
Yeah, hold their position, T-pose. Let's get him up in the T-pose. Pow, yeah, and then stretch forward like that.
I'm going to move all my Marvel Legends on my shelf into a T-pose later.
The split.
Oh, I thought you meant off the shelf.
No, just all of them standing there in a T-pose. It's the new trend. It's the new trend for collecting shelf displays. T-pose.
I love it.
No, they look cool, Tanner, honestly.
And there's so many different ways to think.
So we've not seen images of the others yet. They're just slowly releasing them one by one.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's a Shredder, isn't there?
I think I heard this one may come out later in the year.
Have you seen the Shredder, Tanner?
I haven't heard of Shredder. Yet.
I've not seen the Shredder.
Yeah, I think at whatever convention that they had,
if there is one.
I think at the convention where they had Michelangelo out, that was like our first time seeing him, was in a glass case. Oh. There was like an unpainted, just gray Shredder. I'm pretty sure.
Shredder would be a cool concept with the big claws and spikes and all the helmet and all of that.
The Michael Bay
You're
look.
You're going to have to send me a picture of that because I am interested.
Of course he is. Well, there you go. So that these mech Turtles. I'm trying to get the official name. I think, Heat Boys Mecha Mikey.
Heat Boys.
That's what he's called. So Leonardo, is out now. You can see Tanner, he's got it there. And all the turtles have come in. Of course, they're not just going to release 2, are they? They always save the best till last. That's what I say. That's why Donatello's always last. They make you wait for the one you actually want.
That's the same thing with Jada Toys and doing the little minifig with the van.
Oh, Donatello.
Yeah. You got the beach buggy or whatever. You got the weird like whatever van with Leonardo, like the hippie van or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Donatello actually gets the turtle
last.
van.
I told you, he's always last. Always last. Even
so that'll make the fourth. That'll make the 4th turtle van you guys get to own once that Jada Toys comes out.
I've got the hot toy version as well. Honestly, I need to hold a garage to park all my turtle vans. It's ridiculous. I need to get rid of my own car to replace the turtle vans. But again, we probably won't get them. Yeah, we won't get them until next year, I don't think. And maybe the NECA one if we're lucky. They said Q4, didn't they? Now they've updated their email.
I think it was 3rd and then it pushed to 4th.
Yeah, sad times. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there because, as I said, it's 12 o'clock and I've got to go and pick the missus up from the airport. But it was a very solid Turtle Tuesday for us and it worked out perfectly. And it was great to have you on, Jonathan. Hopefully, first of many times, I can get you over onto my channel talking toys. I'm sure you can talk more things than just turtles as well. But absolute pleasure having you on. And again, people, if you are watching live now or on the replay, Jonathan is Nostalgic Unboxed on Instagram, on YouTube. And it's the same on Twitter, right? But the name's tweets, the spelling's tweets, right?
I'm available essentially everywhere, but on Twitter I had to leave out the last E. Couldn't afford to buy it. There's not enough space on Twitter for that.
But don't worry about the spelling, people. The links are in the description. As I said, for the replay crew or in the live chat now, it is the pinned comment, all right? Please, just, if you're lazy, all you have to do is click twice and you could be subscribed to this man. Please do. I'm going to end the poll now as well. It says 60% are not buying the Samurai 4-pack, the NECA exclusive, but I think you're all liars. That's what you are. You're all filthy liars. So as we wrap up, I'll let Jonathan do all the plugging.
If they don't, there's more for us.
Yeah, exactly. Just give me a stress-free buying experience, please. That's all I can ask for. But I'll let Jonathan do the plugging himself. Jonathan, please, the floor is yours. Anything you want to share or plug, or where can the people find you online?
I love plugging myself. That's the first thing I got to say, okay?
Be careful what you say there. There's an audience.
I know.
Do that in private.
To be honest with you, on this channel, pretty much everything.
There's always an innuendo. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh God.
So it's the stream.
How many things did I just lose?
It's the live stream curse. I swear to you, by the end of this stream, you'll have figures all over the floor and you won't even know how they got there. It's the live stream curse. Figures jump. You need to put them in a T-pose. That's what you need.
That's right. There's just this
then he would glide it off safely to the floor. So.
So let me plug myself now. So I have a merch store.
I'll turn away.
Now this one's technically it's a little lower than it's supposed to be, which they're going to reprint. So as far as like the quality control, the company's like real fast to replace anything.
Good.
But the quality of the items are fantastic. I actually have 3 of my own shirts now because I got to test them, see what they look like. I have Krang in New York, in the skyline with the turtle blimp. That is still my best seller right now.
Very nice.
It just looks like it
looks great. Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you. It looks great.
It does.
I got cups. I got all kinds of stuff over there. But yeah, you get to my channel, you get to my Instagram or Twitter or whatever, you can get there. That's the stuff that's most important to me, is selling my art, because it just feels nice that people want stuff that I've put my heart into.
It's a skill, my friend. It's very, very nicely done. As I said, from when I found your channel, I knew you had a skill set already that you were bringing to YouTube, if that makes sense. And it definitely benefits us as the viewer.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, links in the description, people, for YouTube and Twitter. So please do go and follow. But I'm assuming if you're a Turtles guy, you might have already discovered him. And I'm glad you have. Tanner, where can we find you online?
So, SuperTech 5000, you can see in the little corner. The little corner of the page. Come and give me a follow. I try and post every day, and we call it monthly. It may end up being bi-monthly. It depends on what news comes out. Because Jay was asking to see my piece of wood earlier, I'm going to show my piece of wood.
There you go. Turtles and T engraved wood.
Turtles and T logo on it.
Must have been painful.
Yes.
Shout out to the chat as well, who's still here lingering.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, just shout out to the chat real quick.
And that's pretty much just me.
Jay's Toys Collection UK, Greg, Damien, Craig, Kurt K. Kurt K says, plug in yourself in the South. He's popular in the South, he says. I'll take your word for it.
No, you plug your family members in the South.
Profits, shout out to you, Odin, as well. Avenger YouTube commenter, Mini Plastic Multiverse, Mike Hex, Ian Friend, Firstly for Chicken, Maverick5 UK. Again, always great seeing the familiar faces in the chat. This will be here on the channel for the replay crew anyway. So, Jonathan, what I do for the replay crew is I give them a word so that they can prove to me that they've watched the whole stream, right? And if they've watched the whole stream and they write it in the comments, then they get 10 points. And that's all they want in life, 10 points. So we need a word of the day for these people. So give us a word of the day.
Barnacles.
Barnacles. There you go. See? So now, if anyone writes barnacles in the comments, we know they're the real supporters because they were here with us until the very end, all right? So the floor is yours, people. Challenge is over to you. We are going to get out of here. Again, lots of Turtle news. We should be back in the next month because, as I said, on the road to San Diego Comic-Con should be lots of Turtle news. I want to know what the Toon exclusive is going to be for Neca. That's the one that I'm always most curious about. So hopefully we find out about that.
Well, just everybody take a guess real quick. What do you think it's going to be?
I would love another vehicle, but it's not going to happen until we get the Super 7, until we get the Turtle one. So.
Oh yeah, like April's van or something.
I'd want one of those little mini drones that the big spinner on top. The bad guys go in. What are they called?
Drill
things.
Yes.
You know what I mean. They pop out the ground. They all flap
all
opens.
the time.
Yeah, one of them for the bad guys. So the bad guys have a vehicle. I would love something like that. I don't see it happening, but that if I was picking a Toon item, that's what I'd pick. Do you have one?
Well, what I think that the exclusive, or at least announcement at San Diego that we might get would be like the street gang version of the Turtles. So like wearing their leather jackets and
like
stuff.
The punk style, they call it. Yes.
Yeah. The one's the best action.
Puffer jackets, the varsity jackets and stuff. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could go either way. You could go with the bubble jackets or you could go with the leather jacket ones. The one the best action figures did. Yeah,
I know what you're on about. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. Yes, absolutely. They were on the back of was that Yosagi or Jimbo? Were they on the back of his box? They're on the back of someone's box, yeah.
Yeah.
Neca know what they're doing. They're planting those seeds. Like, yes, absolutely on in them. Tanner, any idea before we get out of here?
So the cartoon, I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll be pleasantly surprised and I'll probably pick it up no matter what it is.
Well, whatever it is, we'll be back to talk about it. Links in the description, everybody. We will see you on the next one. Goodbye. Goodbye.